I usually take my nature walks to get my steps in, but it's really, really, really windy right now. So if I was to do the live stream outside, and y'all wouldn't hear me. Y'all wouldn't hear me at all. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. God bless everybody that's in the building. Um, as a big time Minnesota Viking fan, I just want to get some things off my mind. You know what I mean? Um, Topic of this video is there's no perfect way to win a Super Bowl. Just get in the playoffs and see what happens. There's no perfect way to win a Super Bowl. Just get in the playoffs and see what happens. You got to get to the playoffs to even have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Now, my whole mindset is this, man. Whether we barely get into the playoffs or not, I've seen multiple teams throughout the history of the NFL struggle all season long, but they won enough games to get into the playoffs and they won a Super Bowl. You know, as a Viking fan, I would love to make it to the playoffs 6 straight times, 5 straight times, 4 straight times, 3 straight times, and take my chances. All right, so let's say six. Say we get to the playoffs 6 times in a row. Say we don't we get to the playoffs 6 times in a row. I'll take my chances. Maybe one out of the 6 times we get to the playoffs, we'll win a Super Bowl. Like I said, it's a one-game elimination. You never know what can possibly happen. Injuries happen. Not that I wish injury on any team, but injuries happen in the playoffs. And you might just have, you know, that you might just have their number that specific day. So my whole thing is just like, as a Viking fan, I just want consistency, man. Like, I don't want it to be every other year where we make the playoffs here, we make the playoffs, then we miss the playoffs the next year. We make the playoffs it's like every other year we make the playoffs. Like, I want to make the playoffs 3 to 6 times before we start, really start looking like we need to really, really like rebuild and start over. Like, I want consistency. And I have a question. And shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in the building. And also hit the subscribe button when you come in the building. What is, like, in your opinion, what do you need on your team to win a Super Bowl? Like, what is the main, in your opinion, what is the main things that you need to really compete and win a Super Bowl? And I wrote some notes down. And like I said, there's no perfect team. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect team. You might have a good team. You might be the favorite to win the Super Bowl, but it's not a perfect team. There's going to be deficiencies. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be a missed field goal here and there. There's going to be a missed tackle here and there, a drop catch. There's always going to be something that could potentially hold you back. But my whole thing is this. For me, since we have an offensive-minded head coach, shout out to everybody. Good sportsmanship. I love that. That is the number one thing. Shout out to you for that comment. Everybody that's in the building, make sure y'all hit the like button. It really will help the channel out. Hit the subscribe button. Also, we are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Yes, I'm in the car right now because it's super windy outside. But I love your comment, bro. Like, when you say hi, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. When you say good sportsmanship, that is the number one thing. Win or lose, have good sportsmanship. And that, I think that's that's the biggest thing, right? All right, so let me give you my opinion. All right. I feel like, for me, I want to have decent quarterback play. They don't have to be a Josh Allen. That's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the game. They don't have to be a Patrick Mahomes. They don't have to be a Joe Burrow, right? I just want a decent quarterback play. They can be Bo Nix. I mean, I'm not saying that Bo Nix is bad, but he's a solid young quarterback. They could be what's another? They don't have to be Matthew Stafford. They can be what's a good quarterback, but that's not a top tier quarterback that comes to your mind. They could be Jared Goff, right? All I need is quality quarterback play, right? That's number one. And shout out to Mike. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Go Vikings. Go to the bowl. Y'all know the vibes, man. Appreciate it. All right, but shout out to everybody that's in the building. Appreciate y'all. Now, let me give you my second thing, right? My second thing that I feel like you need to win a Super Bowl. And that goes to coaching. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Coaching for me is by far one of the biggest things that we need for a team. For you to win a Super Bowl, you need coaching. If you don't have coaching, and you have all the talent in the world, I don't care if you have the greatest roster in NFL history, you probably ain't going to win because your coaching is so horrible. Because there's always going to be a team that's going to make adjustments to what you do best. And if you don't have a coach that can make adjustments to their adjustments, you're screwed. If you don't have a coach that makes adjustments at halftime, say you're getting beat by 14 at halftime in a playoff game, you're screwed if you have a coach that can't make adjustments, that can't adapt to what's happening. A coach that just no matter what their game plan originally was, when they went into the game, they won't change it because they're stubborn and they don't want to change it because they think that they're a genius and they think that their game plan, even though it's not working, they think it's going to eventually work. But you're down by 14 at halftime. So coaching for me, when it comes to adapting to injuries, when it comes to adapting to like your talent that you have on the field. If you have a Lamar Jackson, you can't have a game plan that is similar to Peyton Manning's. If you have a Tom Brady, you can't have the exact game plan of a Michael Vick. Just to use them as an example. If you have a Patrick Mahomes, you can't really necessarily have the same game plan as an Alex Smith. Just using those quarterbacks as an example. You can't, if you're a good coach, you adapt to what you have, not the other way around. You don't try to make your play calling, make your scheme, make the talent that you have adapt to that if they're not those type of players. Like if you don't have a Michael Vick, you don't have Peyton Manning run a Michael Vick offense. If you don't have a Lamar Jackson, you don't have a Peyton Manning run a Lamar Jackson offense. And the other way around. That's common sense. That's common sense. And some people don't understand that for some strange reason. And I'm not coming at my head coach specifically, but I'm talking about him in a way as well. Because I'm proving my point when it comes down to it. You had Sam Darnold, you had Kirk Cousins. They're more pocket quarterbacks, but Sam Darnold's he can run as well, but he's not really he's not like a Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen's a real dual threat. He's not a Drake May. Drake May's a real dual threat. But Sam Darnold can get out the pocket and he can move as well. But Sam Darnold's very good in the pocket and has one of the best arm talents in the NFL. You can't have a first-year quarterback in J.J. McCarthy run the same exact scheme as Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is, listen, prior to him coming to the Vikings, I understand people are going to say he's a bust. I get it. But he still showed moments with the Jets. He still showed moments. So, and plus he had years on his belt, meaning he had experience. J.J. McCarthy had no experience, and he's acting, in my head coach, Kevin O'Connell, acted like J.J. McCarthy had the experience already and can run the offense the exact way Sam Darnold ran the offense, which makes no sense. Shout out to Christopher Real. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to everybody in the building. I'm going to get to the comments shortly. I just got to get this off my chest. Number 3. So I said number 1. All right, so what was number 1? Number 1 was, I know number 2 was coaching. Number 1 was, what was the heck is number 1? What the heck did I say for number 1? But I'll go to number 3. Trenches. Trenches. You have to, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have injuries on your offensive line. You're going to have injuries on your defensive line. But I truly believe if your offensive line and your defensive line can stay healthy and they're productive and you got Pro Bowlers on both sides of the ball, and when it comes to the trenches, you got an edge above everybody else. You just got the edge over everybody else. I think that's one of the biggest factors of winning a Super Bowl is the trenches. Because the trenches, all right, let me give you an example. The kryptonite to an all-time great quarterback is the trenches, the defensive line, right? In my honest opinion, right? Also, going the other way around, the best thing for a quarterback is to have the best offensive line to block for him, to give him the most time in the world, right? And also, if you have a solid offensive line, you could establish the run game. If you establish the run game, what can that do for your offense? You can do so many things. You win the time of possession. You keep the defense honest. You won't have a Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson or Myles Garrett just saying, "Oh, you're going to pass it every single down, and I don't have to be disciplined. I can just rush the quarterback because I know you're not going to run the ball. I'm going to just rush you every single time because I know you're not going to run the ball." So offensive line, defensive line for me is a must. No, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have weaknesses. There's no, I don't think there's a such thing as a perfect offensive line or a perfect defensive line or a perfect team. Let me just say perfect team to win a Super Bowl. It's up to the team. It's up to the coach to just figure the crap out. There's so many teams that barely got to the playoffs, barely got to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say barely, but they win in like 1-point scores, but it doesn't matter. You win by a point, you go on to the next round in the playoffs. And then they get to the playoffs and they win the Super Bowl, but you didn't expect them to win the Super Bowl because they weren't the number one seed. I just want my team. I think it was get into the playoffs 6 times. If you can get to the playoffs 6 times, I'll take my chances. Even if we're not the first seed or the second seed or the third seed, I'll take my chances out of this 6 times. Can we have a little bit, I don't want to say luck, but a little bit of things, that the ball to bounce our way a couple of times and we just catch a team off guard with our game plan and we just win that game, that one game, and move on. Can we do that? Can we get to the playoffs 6 times? I'll take my chances because if you get to the playoffs 6 times in a row, maybe 1 out of the 6 times you can go get a Super Bowl. Maybe. Let me get to the comments real quick. Don't know. I don't think it's bad to be in the playoffs 50% of the time. You just can't be one and done. Otherwise, you're the Cowboys. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be one and done. You don't want to be one and done. I agree with that. Go Vikings. Shout out to everybody. I want the Minnesota Vikings to get a lockdown corner. We haven't had one since Xavier Rose. We missing that. Listen, anything to improve the team, I'm down with it. Shout out to Chris Farrell in the building. Kyler Murray traded at the draft. I see the Vikings putting together a video with Murray and Jefferson showing that Murray can still throw on target. Hey, listen, my whole thing with Murray, man, I'm gonna give that man I'm gonna be optimistic about Murray. Right now it's up to build this roster out. That's another thing. That's another thing I want to get to. Another thing to build a Super Bowl caliber team is to draft and develop. You can't keep drafting these first round, second round, third round, whatever round, but especially the top rounds, and you just nothing plans out. Nothing works. You draft all these talented players, so-called talented players, right? And it's not working out for you because you're not developing it. You're not developing. You're not coaching them right. You're not putting them in the right position to be successful on the football field. So that is another thing that a lot of Super Bowl champions, they just know how to develop. They know what the heck they're doing. They like, yo, I might find a talent in the 5th round that these dudes ain't looking at because he has shorter arms or he's not as big as the traditional when it comes to arm length, or he's not as tall, he doesn't weigh as much, or something crazy. His arms, his hands ain't big enough. This and that and the third. But what does he do in college? Does he dominate in college? Not saying that it's going to translate to the NFL, but I'm pretty sure there's NFL players that got small hands that are probably not as big that dominated throughout the history of the NFL. I know that for a fact. There's Hall of Famers that are probably smaller than the traditional defensive tackle or the traditional edge rusher or the traditional middle linebacker. Can you find potential good players in the later rounds and build your team and not just go by oh, his arm length is so much, it's small. Like, that don't determine if a player is going to be good or not. Yes, it helps, but what about the mindset? Because you could have the longest arms, you could be the tallest, you could be the strongest, you can be you could be you might have the weight on you and everything. You might have a grown man body, officially a grown man body going into the NFL. You look like a freak of nature going into the NFL. But guess what? When you get into the NFL, guess what? Everybody else is grown. Guess what? What about your mindset though? What about your work ethic? What about your drive? What about the high motor? What about you never giving up on a play? You know what I love about defensive tackles and edge rushers and linebackers, especially the DTs? What I love about them is even if they don't get to the quarterback, I love when a defensive tackle knocks the ball down. I think that is a heck of a play. I feel like DTs should get a lot more credit for that play. Like, that right there for me is a big play. When you can knock a ball down at the line of scrimmage, it's a big deal. I think one was adjustments. Oh, adjustments, right. Adjustments. I think that was that was number one. Adjustments was number one. Making adjustments. Yep, you're right. And look, I'm freestyling off the top of my head, kind of. I wrote some things down, but I'm just going by, sometimes writing stuff down. It's good to write stuff down, but my mindset, man, like, I have this mindset where it's just like, when I overthink things, it just doesn't go right. It doesn't go right when I overthink things. So, like, I'm just giving you the raw and uncut of how I feel like a Super Bowl, like how a team, what are the things that a team can win a Super Bowl? Like, what are the most important things? And I think adjustments is definitely up there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Richard. Shout out to everybody in the building. We need a corner. I read that. Don't talk a Super Bowl until you have depth. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. In competition, yes. That's a big one. That's why I was talking about, like, the draft and, like, developing talent. You can't. My boy Mike that's in the comments. You had a good point a few weeks ago, right? And I was talking about getting, like, position of need, but you had a good point. A position, who's the best player available, right? You draft the best player and you just figure it out from there. And I think that's such a great way to draft. I don't know if I want to draft a dang on wide receiver in the first round. Like, say the best wide receiver drops to us in the draft. I don't know if I want to do that necessarily, but I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they go the best player available, probably besides a wide receiver. But I could kind of see why they would go wide receiver, because we don't have a wide receiver 3, and you don't know if you're going to re-sign Jordan Addison. But if I don't know if I'll be excited about that. I ain't going to say on cap. But at the same time, I feel like drafting the best player available, it's a good problem to have. If you have really good, say for instance, you got really good wide receivers. You got 3 really good wide receivers. That's a good problem to have. If you got another example, if you have 3 or 4 or 5 real good edge rushers, that's a good problem to have, bro. Like, draft for need sometimes can get you in trouble, because when you draft for need, you're not necessarily drafting the best player according to what they think is the best player. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like draft the best player that's available, but it's not even just that. Like I said, develop. We need a corner like Sauce Gonzalez. Oh my gosh, bro. Let me tell you, Gonzalez, man, he one of my favorite cornerbacks in the game, bro. I like Gonzalez, man. If it wasn't for Gonzalez and like him doing his thing against the Seahawks, the Seahawks would have probably beat the brakes off the Patriots, bro. Like, they really would have beat the brakes off the Patriots if it wasn't for Gonzalez. He made some plays. He made that one play, was the play of the game, in my opinion, in the end zone. Listen, Sam Darnold threw a dime of a pass, pinpoint accurate, and Gonzalez came out of nowhere and batted that ball down before halftime. If it wasn't for that, bro, the Seahawks would have beat the brakes off of the dang on Patriots. So Gonzalez, oh my goodness, I'm with you with that. I don't know what draft he got drafted in. I don't know how old he is. I don't even care how old he is. He's a dog. Whether he's in his late 20s, early 20s, late 30s, early 30s, he's a dog. I have a theory. The run game wasn't as good as it looked. Defenses just knew they could gamble every play was a pass play. So they go after the quarterback and the runs would gash them. Yup, that's a good one though. Because that's a good evaluation. Because if you have a pass game, right, that opens up your run game. You know what I mean? It could open up your run game because at the end of the day, right, the safety that's probably going to blitz to help out, to try to stop the run, or the linebacker, you listen, they might try to blitz to try to, try to help stop their run. Then if you're torturing them in the passing game, you might need some more safety help. You might need your best cover linebacker to help out in certain situations. And then what happens? Everything else opens up. Your run game's going to start being better because, hey, listen, you don't have it. If your front four or front whatever isn't disciplined, they're going to get torched every time. They're going to get torched, especially on the outside. I love the outside runs. I love the outside runs when it's like a dominant pass rusher, like a Trey Hendrickson or somebody, and they're not disciplined, and you run right past them, and you got the angle. You're running back getting 10 yards easy, probably. I love it, man. But Love plays way better than McCarthy and Murray. You said Love? What you mean? To run they stuff. Yeah, that's true though. That's true, Mike. Yeah, I like Love. I like Love for the Packers. I ain't gonna sit here and say I don't like Love. I like Love. His biggest thing, he gotta be, healthy. You know what I mean? I think he's a talented quarterback. He got to be healthy. Yeah, that's Jordan Love, and also, yeah, everybody injury prone. Already Minnesota get another quarterback. Special teams helping win the conference. 13 seconds into this San Francisco playoff game is 7-0. A 41-6 domination started by special teams. Yup. Special teams is very important, especially these field goal kickers. You know what I've been realizing, man? Like, field goal kickers, you got to go draft that guy, bro. If you got to draft a field goal kicker in the 4th round, bro, go do it, bro. Like, listen, man. Like, field goal kickers are so important, man. I don't know how many times I've seen a kicker miss an extra point. I don't know how many times I've seen a kicker miss a chip shot of a field goal. It'll be like a 30-yard field goal, and he'll kick it far right or far left. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I get it when it's windy, but even if it's windy, you shouldn't be messing up no dang on 30-yard field goal kicks, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on, bro, but I love the fact that the NFL pushed the extra point back because it does put another element. It's not a guarantee they're going to get that extra point. It's not a guarantee they're going to get that extra point. I was like, yo, you'd be like, oh, it's 6-0. They got 2 field goals. Nope. It's not always 2 field goals. They just missed the dang on extra point. Or they went for the 2-point conversion, which normally teams don't go for 2-point conversions after the first touchdown. But, like, it'd be like, oh, they got 2 field goals. And it'd be like, oh, no, he missed the extra point. Like, them extra points really be adding up, man. Because then you get into the game where you're like, oh, well, I got to go for a 2-point conversion so I could, instead of it being 13-14 because I mixed the extra point, I'm going to go for the 2-point conversion and make it 14 or whatever. And then you miss that. And then instead of it being 13 or 14, it's 12. You scored 2 touchdowns, but you just got 12 points. And them points add up. So, yeah, them field goal kickers, man, I got to give them a lot of credit, man. Before I was like, I don't really mess with field goal kickers, draft them in the whatever round. I'll go up to a 4th. Man, I might even go up to a 3rd round pick for a dang on good field goal kicker. Well, for the Vikings, specifically the Vikings, we have a field goal kicker named Will Reichard. He's one of the best in the game. So I'm not thinking about field goal kicker with us. But I know other teams are like, man, our field goal kicker is trash, bro. He misses everything. And then out of nowhere, he'll make a 50-yarder, and then he can't make a 40-yarder, or he can't make a 30-yarder. It's like, how you make a 50-yard field goal, but you can't make a 30-yard field goal? You can't make a 40-yard field goal. Or you was lights out all season long. This is another thing. They was good all regular season. They get to the playoffs and they just choke. And listen, they just choke when the moment is the brightest. That sucks, man. Why not look at a third round quarterback athlete? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. When it comes to quarterback, I don't even, listen. When it comes to quarterback for the Vikings, I hope we don't draft no quarterback. I can't take it no more. Like I can't take it no more. As a Viking fan, I already know what it is, man. Like I know this organization. If you don't do good right away, or you don't stay healthy, I'm not saying they're going to necessarily give up on you, but you better show something early on, because they're going to they want to compete every year. And I love that, but at the same time, you might be making a mistake, bro. You might be making a mistake um by giving up on a quarterback too quick. And I'm not saying they gave up on JJ McCarthy, but I'm going to keep it real with y'all on this live stream. I think they gave up on JJ McCarthy. And the only way they don't give up on JJ McCarthy is if Kyler Murray sucks next year. Also, if he gets hurt, I don't want Kyler Murray to get hurt, but say he gets hurt, and then everybody's gonna be, oh my gosh, JJ McCarthy's the savior of the team. So that's the only way they're gonna not give up on JJ McCarthy. If Kyler Murray has a good season like Sam Darnold did last in 2024, they're giving up on JJ McCarthy. They're not keeping him on the roster. I don't see him doing it. I know he's under contract. I know, I get it. I don't see him doing it. Also, and I think it'll be a mistake. I don't want them to give up on JJ McCarthy, but listen, the unfortunate truth, I be trying to tell Viking fans all the time. The unfortunate truth is this. I try to tell y'all about Kevin O'Connell and that he doesn't rock with JJ McCarthy. And I did a poll and people, they listened to it. They listened to what I was saying. I guess some of the people that listen to this channel. And it was more 50-50 on who thinks Kevin O'Connell believes in JJ and the opposite of that. But I just got the sense that he doesn't rock with JJ McCarthy. I don't care what that man says. I'm going to keep saying it. That man don't believe in JJ McCarthy. He don't. That's just my opinion. Seahawks are great drafting. Yup. Minnesota Vikings are equivalent to the Buffalo Bills. Some good years, but Super Bowl less. 0. Go Packers. You know what? Shout out to Mark in the building. Yeah, that's true, man. We went to Super Bowl many times, both franchises, but hopefully we can break that trend. I would love to see the Buffalo Bills and the Seahawks in Super Bowl 61 and may the best team win. I would love to see it. Rams draft well, yup. New England draft picks, yup. New England still will be good. Denver fans be still. Yeah, Denver. Whew. I think the Patriots are rumored to try to trade for A.J. Brown. They need a wide receiver. Patriots draft good, man. And you know what? Listen, and I'm not saying that they gave up on Mac. I don't know how many years Mac Jones was with the Patriots. I think he got injured. They gave up on Mac Jones, and then they drafted Drake May. Sometimes it works out like that, man. It works like that, man. Sometimes, you know what I mean? And it worked out perfectly for the Patriots. Because I think Drake May is one of the best young quarterbacks in the game. That man played well last year and got to the Super Bowl at the age of 23. At the age of 23. He's only getting better. And this is why I try to tell Viking fans, y'all, with ones that be trying to tell me, well, we're not going to, this is the one thing I can't stand about some Viking fans. I'm being honest with y'all. When some be like, well, what do you expect? He's only 22, 23 years old. You expect him to be good? Yeah, I expect him to be good. I expect him to be better. Listen, when it comes to JJ McCarthy or any young quarterback we bring in, I expect him to be good. I'm not saying he has to be a Pro Bowler. I expect him to be good, decent. Why not? Why can't our quarterback be good and still develop? You can still make mistakes. I'm not saying you're never going to make a mistake, but it's like the mindset, oh, well, we're not expected to win anyway. Like, no, let's try to think differently as Viking fans. Like, I don't care how young a quarterback is or whatever position you could think of. Edge rusher, defensive tackle, whatever position, wide receiver. I don't care how young they are, bro. I expect them to be decent / good in their rookie season, especially if they're a high pick. I'm not saying that they're not going to make mistakes, but at the same time, it's okay. Listen, it's okay for them to be good and still develop at the same time. I literally seen Jaden Daniels last year as a rookie with the Commanders. Nobody expected the Commanders to get to the playoffs and not even just get to the playoffs, get to the NFC's championship game in his rookie season. He put that whole team on his back. And yes, he made some plays where you're like, oh, that's a rookie mistake, but he still made he made up for it. He made a lot of great plays and got the Commanders to the NFC championship game. So get well soon, Jaden Daniels. Get well soon. So why can't a young player for the Vikings do good in a rookie season? Like, we don't have to wait 5 years to see if the man can be a Hall of Famer. He can still be decent. He can still be okay. We don't have to wait 5 years or 4 years for him to be a decent quality player. And I'm not just talking about J.J. McCarthy. I'm talking about in any position group you can name. It don't matter. Like, I'm not, listen, we got to be a little bit more optimistic somewhat, man. Like, because people be like, oh, well, you're not expecting that much for his rookie year. I'm like, why not? Why not? I'm not saying that he has to be an all-the-time great, but can he be decent? Can he get on the field and be productive? Like, dang. That's all I want. Especially if you're a high pick. Can you get on the field? Whoever we draft in the first round, can he get on the field and be productive? Whoever we draft in the second round, can he get on the field and be productive? Can he be good and still learn from his mistakes and listen, maybe he could be one of the best players in his rookie year. Who knows? I got to look up Adrian Peterson's numbers his rookie season, man. I got to look up Adrian Peterson's numbers his rookie season. I know Adrian Peterson did his thing in his rookie season. It didn't matter how young he was. It didn't matter that we just drafted him and listen, Adrian Peterson, I know he did amazing in his rookie season. I know Randy Moss did amazing in his rookie season. I'm not saying that these players got to be all-time greats like the guys that I'm naming when it comes to Hall of Famer and all that, when it comes to the Hall of Fame status, but they can at least do something on the football field. I don't want to draft a first rounder and he can't sniff the field. I don't want to draft a second rounder and we got to wait 3 years until he's good. No. No, I'm not. No. We're not doing it. If we draft you in the first 3 rounds, I expect you to be on the field sometime during the season. Even the 4th round, I'm expecting you to be on the field sometime during the season. Flores is your ace making dudes better. That's true, too. Pray for the 8 good. Brian Flores is the reason Kevin O'Connell isn't. That's a big possibility. Yeah, shout out to Christopher. Everybody that's in the building, welcome to the channel. Everybody hit the like button. Can I get 9 more likes, please? Can I get 9 more likes? It will help the channel out so much. We're also going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Salute to everybody that's in the building. It's going to be turned up listen, I'm going to be going live so much this next season. It's going to be lit. I cannot wait. Get y'all popcorn ready. Hold on, I'm reading the comments. I don't know if Minnesota hesitate in already, but you need good one to play with Murray. Yup. A faster or Hester. Oh my gosh, Hester, yes. You don't need him, but yes. Because having 29th ranked offense is fireable. Yeah, that is true. I like my odds with Jay Love compared to y'all sorry Vikings with JJ McCarthy and Murray. Y'all should have signed Rodgers. Look at Brett Favre did for y'all. Keep getting Packers. So, hey, listen, keep it respectful in the comments, Mark. You could be a Packers fan all you want, but just keep it respectful in the comments. And I would say this, bro. Keep it respectful. That's number 1. Number 2, right? Keep that same energy because whoever the quarterback is for the 2026 NFL season, I'm gonna say this: keep that same energy. Be on the live stream because I will be going live for every Packers game, every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. When we beat the brakes off for you, don't disappear. Don't disappear, because I have a feeling that you're yapping big time. But when we beat the brakes off for you, you're gonna be nowhere to be found. You're gonna be nowhere to be found. So Gonzalez is Richard Sherman. Oh, I love Gonzalez. Richard Sherman. I like Richard Sherman. Gonzalez dove in their arms out like Superman. Yes, bro. Gonzalez is a freaking beast, bro. In a good way. Gonzalez had to get drafted in the first round. I think he was the first round. I don't know, though. I gotta look him up. The Niners defense is looking scary. Niners they're gonna be healthy. They're gonna have their best linebacker in the game healthy, bro. In Nick Bosa. Mid-20s. He's the same class as Withers. Oh, I didn't know that, bro. Thank you for that comment. What's up, Motown? What up, though? Perfect way to win a Super Bowl. Talk to the Vikings into trading the Lions, JJ, and watch the Vikings fans cry as my boys hoist the trophy because they about to rename the Lombardi. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, we're gonna see. I think they personally gave up on JJ McCarthy unless Kyler Murray is just terrible or he gets hurt, and then everybody's gonna be, oh, JJ McCarthy's the guy now. Like you know what's gonna happen. You already know what's gonna happen. Honestly, I could care less who the quarterback is. I just want to win a dang on Super Bowl. That's my mindset. I don't care. As long as he can play and he can stay healthy and get the ball to our wide receivers and be able to buy time with his feet just a little bit, I'm cool with all that. Love Mr. Half season. So just get it, baby. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson beat y'all because your team's out. Yep. Honestly, I like Ben Johnson as a head coach. Bro brings a lot of energy. Plus, he actually knows what he's doing. Come on, Mike. Don't come at my head coach. Kevin O'Connell's the best head coach of. Now let me just not say that. The only go for the 2-point conversion for the spread, bro. Yup. What are Vikings going to do for running back? I think they're going to draft a running back. We re-signed Aaron Jones. We have Jordan Mason under contract as well. By the way, everybody that's in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. And I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games, so look out for that. But it really helps the channel out when you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. All right, so running back. We have Jordan Mason. We have Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones took a pay cut to stay with the Vikings. I think we still need another running back. I think we need a running back that can be potentially running back 1 in the draft. There's a few running backs in the draft that I like. I think the one bull's Desmond. There's another my bull Jonah. Of course, Jeremiah Love. There's a few Emmett Johnson, I believe. There's a few running backs in this draft that, we could possibly be interested in. And I wouldn't mind going that route. I think we need to go draft a running back, though. I wouldn't mind having 3 running backs that can get the job done. What's better than having 2 running backs, 3 good running backs? You know what I mean? So I don't want to just be in the situation where we have only 2 running backs and then one gets hurt and it's like, who's going to be the next guy up? Like, that's why it's all about drafting and developing. So when somebody does get hurt, you have someone that can step in that place. Not saying that they're going to be as good as the first string, but you never know. Maybe he could be. Maybe he can be better. Maybe he can give you a little bit more in other ways. Maybe he can be a better, for instance, like, what if, all right, for my favorite running back of all time is Adrian Peterson, right? But the weakness of Adrian Peterson, he wasn't the best catcher and he wasn't the best blocker, right? Wasn't the best. He made the attempt. He did have some highlights, catching the ball and all that. But if you was to go get another running back, and he might not be as explosive when it comes to breaking tackles and having that that home run hitter ability like Adrian Peterson did, but maybe he can block better. Maybe he can catch. So you want to bring in more talent. You just got to be, because like I said, when it came to the 49ers last year, 49ers lost George Kittle in the playoffs, in the freaking playoffs against the Eagles in Philly. And what did they do? They had their fullback pretty much be their tight end. I don't even know who their fullback's name is. I don't even know his name, but I know they used their fullback as a tight end. You're probably like, Mike, what are you talking about? Literally, if you watch the game, I watched every second. When George Kittle hurt himself, when he got, I don't know if it was ACL, Achilles, whatever it was, they literally put this fullback in, and they was throwing the ball to the fullback like a dang on tight end. It wasn't long passes or nothing like that, but nobody was expecting them to do it. And that's great coaching. Like, you adjust to what happens on the football field. That's why adjustments is, in my opinion, adjustments has to be number one. Because injuries happen all the time. Injuries happen all the time. So you got to adjust to you. Of course, if your whole team is just banged up, you're not going to win. But if you have the nucleus, if you have your quarterback, and you have a couple other dogs on your team, and they're healthy, you still got a chance. The season isn't over. But yes, I would love to draft a running back. I would like to draft a running back in the third, maybe even the second round. Who knows? I don't know. And maybe he could be the first string, maybe he could be the second string. I will put Aaron Jones as the third string or second string. But that is very, very good, man. When you talk about Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, and whoever we draft, pretty good. How about the punter that punts it on the 5-yard line from knuckle? Yes, that's awesome, man. When punters can do that, bro, that's big time for your team, man. It's big time for your for your defense. It's just big time for your team in general. I like Ben Johnson and Caleb. They going to take over the NFC. No, don't say that, Aiden. Don't do that. Would it be something if the Packers finished last in the? No. All right, hey, listen, bro. Listen. We can give the Bears credit. I get it. I'll give the Bears credit too. But as a Viking fan, I'm gonna keep it real with you. They look good. But one thing I ain't doing is giving them that much respect. I'll give them credit. I'll give them some respect. But I'm not giving them that much respect where I'm thinking that they're going to run the NFC North Division. That ain't happening over here on Mike Sports Vibes. I ain't doing it. Listen, you already know how I feel. When we play the Bears, we're beating the brakes off of them. Ain't none of that, oh, they going to run the NFC North because of Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Bring it on. You got to go against what we got. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Yeah. You got to go against what we got on defense. Dallas Turner, Andrew Van Ginkel, Blake Cashman. Oh, you got to go against what we got. Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy. You know, some of the best tackles in the game, and Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. Who else is very good on this team? Will Riker, the best field goal kicker in the game, probably. Yeah. That's how I feel, brother. Bring it on. We ain't scared of none of these teams out here. Bears, Packers, Lions, anybody in our division, and anybody in the conference in general. Anybody in the NFC, you're going down. I'm good on quarterbacks this draft. Just go defense and trenches. I agree with that, Shaq. What's up? Want to compete every year, but are fine with coach that doesn't make adjustments for 14 weeks. Yeah. I think Kevin O'Connell better learn his lesson, bro. I'm so over this. And it's the narrative is starting to switch, right? Because people are saying, well, and I'm not going to give J.J. McCarthy all the excuses in the world, but now people are trying to say, well, J.J. McCarthy just wasn't able to grasp the playbook. And that's why he had to dumb it down or simplify the playbook. Hey, listen, man, whatever you want to call it, I don't care if you say simplify it, dumb it down. I don't like saying dumbing it down because you're trying to make it seem like J.J. McCarthy can't grasp the offense. I don't think it was that. I think J.J. McCarthy is an intelligent young man, so I'm not going to go that route. But I will say this. Listen, people are trying to stick up for Kevin O'Connell. Listen, I'm telling y'all, if Kyler Murray doesn't look good, if he's the starting quarterback, if J.J. McCarthy doesn't look like he improved, There better be some more accountability for Kevin O'Connell. And if he doesn't establish that run game, oh my goodness. If the run game is not established and we're throwing the ball 40 times and running the ball 5 times or 6 times or 10 times in the whole entire game, he needs to be fired ASAP. Straight up. Like I'm listen, all these listen, you can like somebody on the team, it can be a player or coach, but still keep it real. Hold these dudes accountable. If they're not doing their job at the highest level that you expect them to do, they need to be fired, bro. At the end of the day, this ain't nothing personal. Viking fans, this ain't nothing personal. We trying to win a Super Bowl, bro. We trying to win a freaking Super Bowl. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Everybody. People, like I said on my last live, people are making this way too personal. It's okay to like players and really like them. Oh, like I said, my favorite player of all time is Randy Moss. But if Randy Moss was on this team right now in his prime, and Randy Moss said he wants to be traded, so be it. So be it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Ain't nothing we can do. If he wants to be traded, he wants to be traded. You got to let him go. If Adrian Peterson was in his prime right now, one of my favorite players that ever played in the Minnesota Viking uniform, and he said he wanted to be traded, so be it. I go with the team. I don't just go with the player. Yes, the players made me a fan of the team, but I'm always going to be a Viking fan. It's a team sport. That's why I don't go for just one single player. Like, a player where I'm like, all right, well, if he's not on the team, the Vikings just suck. No. At the end of the day, bro, football's I want to say the ultimate team sport. There's probably other sports that are, you have to have everything work out for you to win. But for me, football is such, like, anything could go wrong. Like a kickoff return can mess your season up. A missed field goal, an extra point missed. Your defense just being trash at the wrong time. Your offense can't score. Your defense being dominant, but your offense can't. Your offense is just can't do nothing. Your defense, it's just a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm all over the place, but you get where I'm going with it, right? It's the ultimate team sport, and you have to have everything work out for you to win a Super Bowl. That's why I said there's no such thing as like a perfect, you know what I mean? There's no perfect way to win a Super Bowl. Like, as long as you get to the playoffs, I feel like anything can happen. It's just you have to have that nucleus. You have to have that identity. Are you a smash mouth team where you like to run the freaking ball? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with running the ball a lot. Are you a team that airs the ball out, but you still know how to fit in the run game? Are you a team that you might not have the best overall defense, but you got great pass rushers? Okay. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect team. You just got to get to the playoffs and see what happens. Just see what happens. The playoffs is a whole nother animal, man. It's a whole nother animal. It's so hard to get to the Super Bowl. That's why I say just get to the playoffs. If you get to the playoffs 10 times in a row, maybe one time out of the 9 times you can get to the Super Bowl and win it. But if you never get to the playoffs, you're never getting the Super Bowl. And if you don't get to the playoffs consistently enough, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. You're just not going to. You can't wait till 3 years, 5 years down the line for a quarterback to officially develop into a Pro Bowler. I just seen Drake May get to the dang Super Bowl at 23 years old, and he's not even at his best. You don't have to wait. Like, I'm not saying there's not going to be growing pains, and yeah, maybe they need 2 years. Okay, 3 years, okay. But we can still get to the playoffs and do damage. We got Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. I'm not the biggest fan of Todd Chandler, all like that. Xavier Scott, I ain't really rocking with him all like that either. I'm more of I like Aaron Jones. I like Jordan Mason. Go get me a third running back that can start right now. Todd Chandler, every time he plays on the regular season, he don't seem like he does enough for me. Xavier Scott has some moments, but I don't think he's good enough to me. That's just my opinion. I just want better. And I'm not trying to compare him to like Dalvin Cook, but can we go get another Dalvin Cook? Somebody similar to Dalvin Cook. Go draft me a Dalvin Cook or somebody similar. You know what I mean? The running back core is mid. Yeah, I think we need to go draft a running back. I agree, Shaq. Seattle had a great backup behind Sam, but drafted Jalen Milroe. Look out. Yup. Old Aaron Jones, a running back 2, and Gadget RB3. You know what? I like Aaron Jones being RB3 or RB2. If you listen, it just depends on what's going on in the game, bro. Like, say we draft Jeremiah Love. Let me just be hypothetically speaking. Say he drops us, we draft him. So imagine having Jeremiah Love as your RB1, bro. Just hear me out, Shaq. Hear me out real quick. Just using Love as an example. Have Love as your RB1, right? And then you mess around and have Aaron Jones or Jordan Mason as RB2 or 3, right? Whatever you want to do. That would be a great running back room because you got Jordan Love. That man, listen, at the goal line, give him the freaking ball, bro. Give him the freaking ball. When Jeremiah Love gets tired, let Aaron Jones do his thing. Because Aaron Jones, he got vision. I mean, I know he got hurt last year, but when the Vikings ran the balls, he was pretty darn good. He averaged like 4.2 a carry. Aaron Jones isn't bad. It's just he keeps getting hurt. But you can keep him like, what's the word I'm looking for? You can keep him fresh if you drafted another running back. And Jeremiah Love is more like an Adrian Peterson type talent. You get what I'm saying? Just imagine that. And then Kevin O'Connell got no choice but to run the freaking ball. But that's why I always go to is like, will Kevin O'Connell, if we drafted a Love, right? Would Kevin O'Connell run the ball? If we draft Love at number 18 and say we move up to number 16, we move up 2 spots. We go up to 16, right? Will Kevin O'Connell run the ball? Will he run the ball? Or will he say, no, man, the running backs, y'all going to have to sit this one out, man. We'll give you about 10 carries and that's it. Ain't no point of moving up and drafting Jeremiah Love. And definitely, it might not even be a point of drafting him with the 18th pick because you're not even going to run the ball. Even though I disagree, I will draft Jeremiah Love in a heartbeat at number 18. Oh my gosh, I'll draft Jeremiah Love right now. Hey, listen, get Love in the purple and gold. Bruh, y'all know how I feel about running backs. Running backs is one of my favorite positions in the game. One of my favorite positions in the game is a running back. Like the NFL, back in the day, it was the running backs that was running the league. The whole NFL, running backs was pretty much running the league, bro. Running backs had the biggest names, especially back in the day. Oh my gosh, right? And it's like now running backs are starting to come back, and it's like such an important factor in winning a Super Bowl. Like the freaking MVP was a running back, y'all. When's the last time? Hold up, can y'all help me in the comments? When's the last time a running back won Super Bowl MVP? Can y'all help me out in the comments? Milroe may be better than any draft this year. A 3rd-round pick. Yup. Aaron Jones is washed. I don't think he's washed, though, bro. I don't think he's washed, bro. Shaq, hey, listen, I don't think he's washed. I don't think he's washed. But he can't be your RB1. See, there's a difference. If you got him as your RB1, we're in trouble. But if you got him as a 2 or a 3, I think that's decent. Rams draft well. They trade well. They free agent well. Was a thing for with them. Can't remember if they won the Super Bowl that year. Pretty sure they made it, though. Yep. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get to the dang on playoffs like 4 times in a row, bro. Like, can I get to the freaking playoffs 4 times in a row? I'm trying to get to the playoffs 4 times in a row. Not this every other year. I want to get to the playoffs 4 times in a row. And maybe one out of the 4 times we get there, we get a freaking Super Bowl. That's what I want. This every other year stuff ain't working for us, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I was just thinking about like I want to win so bad, man. I want to win Super Bowl so bad. And let me get to another thing. There ain't no perfect way to win your a Super Bowl, especially your first Super Bowl. I don't care if it's a backup quarterback that gets us there. I don't care if it's the third string quarterback that gets us there. I don't care if Kevin O'Connell gets fired during the middle of the season and we replace him with Brian Flores as the head coach and we get to the Super Bowl and we win it. As long as we win a dang Super Bowl, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who the tackle is. I don't care who the running back is. I don't care who the wide receiver is. I don't care who the tight end is. I just want to get to the freaking Super Bowl and win. That's why when injuries happen, we got to make sure we can adjust to those injuries, man. Have players that can come in and be productive, bro. We haven't had that in a long time, bro. We haven't had that in a long time. We lost Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill last year. Our offensive line was horrible, bro. It was horrible. And then our offensive line was so horrible, Kevin O'Connell he still had the mindset of still running the same exact offense until week 14. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. And I'm going to keep saying it. I know people that love Kevin O'Connell so much. Listen, it's okay to love him. It's okay to like him. But I'm calling him out. He better be better this year. Whether Kyler Murray's the quarterback or not, whether it's J.J. McCarthy the quarterback or not, he better be better with the play calling. And every Viking fan needs to be thinking like I'm thinking right now. Call these people out. Call them out. It doesn't mean that you're not a fan of the team. You're just keeping it real. Just because I call someone out, I call a player out, doesn't mean I'm not a Viking fan. I'm not going to say, well, Vikings could do no wrong. If they don't draft right, if the quarterback doesn't make adjustments, if the when it comes to like when the play's breaking down and he's not trying to do something audible or whatever, or the wide receivers dropping passes, the running back keeps fumbling, the head coach doesn't coach. Like, listen, we calling them out. It's okay to be a Viking fan and call your team out. That doesn't mean you're being negative. You're being real. Now, I can understand it's week 1 and you're like, oh, our team sucks. We're not going to win nothing with this team. That's kind of over the top after week 1. But I can understand if it's week 10 and we're like 0-10 or 1-9 or something crazy like that. And we like, yo, yeah, it's over. It's over for us. It's not, we're going to be real. And everybody should be fired. But this is the thing about this team. This team will be a playoff team next year. My honest opinion, if our defense can be top 10 or even better, and our offense can be just average, and our special teams can be on point, this is a playoff team. This team is way too talented. I'm expecting some big things from this offense. I'm expecting some big things from this defense. I'm expecting a double-digit year for Dallas Turner. Like, I'm talking about, like, when it comes to sacks, probably like 12 to 15 sacks this season for Dallas Turner. I'm expecting big things for this defense. I'm expecting some big things for the Vikings. Maybe I'm delusional. I'll take that. Listen, I'll take that, y'all. I'm a delusional Viking fan, and I love to be a delusional Viking fan. But you know, as a delusional Viking fan, I keeps it real as well. And you want to know something that's crazy? I was walking in the grocery store yesterday, and I walked past this brother, right? And you know what hat he had on? You know, I'm in Philly. I'm in Pennsylvania. It's Philadelphia Eagle territory where I'm at. You know what hat he had on? And I walked past him and I stared at him. I tried to get his attention, but he didn't look at me. And he had a dang on Lions hat on. I said, this is the first time I seen a Lions fan over here. I was about to say so. I said, I ain't gonna say nothing. So I don't know what's going on right now. You know, people might be in their feelings about their team. Right? I was about to say something to him. But he walked past me, had his Lions hat on. I'm like, man, he representing. Hey, listen, you see me represent with my Viking stuff on too, though. Matt Jones is legit, might be like Sam Darnold, but Sam but Sam Darnold is mid. What? May could be a young Steve Young. I like that. Aaron Jones is healthy. He's solid back. Yeah, reasonable back. Yes, I love Sam, but Daniels, Caleb, and Daniels Jones. Yep. because you guys drafted the wrong quarterback. Oh, don't say that. I don't think we drafted the wrong quarterback, bro. I think we just made it. I think that the coaching is the wrong coach for that quarterback, which probably that's why he's the wrong quarterback. I don't know. He was a developmental quarterback, but was treated as, yeah, as a starter. And Mike, everybody, listen, I hate to keep bringing this up. People was trying to tell me Drake May was a developmental quarterback that was going to be a bust, man. People trying to tell me that man was going to suck. Man, that's crazy, man. And these dudes watch way more film than me, man. They watch way more film than what I watch, probably. They study film all day, every day. That's not what I do. I mean, I watch some film, but I don't study film all day, every day. That's just not, I got kids, I got a family, I can't do it. Can't do it. But they were trying to tell me, I watched all these hours of film of Drake May, and Drake May's going to be a bust. He's going to be the biggest bust in the 2024 NFL draft. You watch. Spencer Rattler is going to be better than him. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. I said, you might got a point where maybe Caleb probably be better than him, but honestly, I had Drake May as like the second best quarterback in that draft, bro. To be honest with you. He was my number one pick for the Vikings. It's crazy, bro. You ain't asking, sometimes it's the system that drafted too. Yes, that's true. That's true, though. McCarthy was an accurate quarterback in Michigan, but he wasn't a pocket passer. You can't draft him and expect him to turn into a pocket passer. Exactly. And oh, you like Percy? I love Percy. And that's what they try to do with JJ McCarthy. And that's why the rumors, if you believe the rumors, it's all speculation. The Vikings were trying to trade with the Patriots to go get Drake May with the third overall pick. But the Patriots denied. The Vikings, I think, are trying to give up 2 or 3 first-round picks to move up, and the Patriots said no. So Drake May would have been perfect for this offense. Like, Drake May would have been absolutely perfect for this specific offense because he has probably the biggest arm out of that 2024 NFL draft, and he can play in the pocket or on the outside. It don't matter. He could do anything, really. He would have been perfect for this dang on offense. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Like, Drake May would have been great in this offense. But like I said, JJ McCarthy wasn't their first choice. It was Drake May, if the rumors are correct. Now, what was their second choice and third choice? What was JJ McCarthy their second choice? Was it Michael Penix? Was it another quarterback? It wasn't Bo Nix, because Bo Nix got drafted after JJ McCarthy. They could have drafted Bo Nix. They didn't draft him. So it was probably Drake May and then JJ McCarthy as their second option. And sometimes it's not good to go with your second option quarterback. Even if you desperately need a quarterback, you might need to just be a little bit more patient, get another bridge quarterback, just compete, see what happens, and go from there, right? And then and maybe if you suck that year, you could have a higher pick and draft your quarterback the next season. But I'm not saying JJ McCarthy was a reach, but maybe it was a reach for the Vikings because JJ McCarthy wasn't their first choice. I don't care what Kevin O'Connell says. I don't think he was their first choice. You just have, yes, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Can I get 2 more likes, 3 more likes? Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. And I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Salute to everybody that's in the building. We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Not all, but some. Right now, I'm in the car talking about the Vikings because outside is super windy. Usually, I'm outside doing a nature walk, but it's too windy. Y'all wouldn't be able to hear me, so I'm in the car. You just have to draft smarter and develop better. Facts. They had no plan to develop McCarthy. Facts. I agree with everything you said just now. They threw him in the what? Yup. And said swim. Sink or swim, right? Because you go from, they should have franchise tagged Sam Darnold. And if Sam Darnold would have got us to the playoffs again, I think he should have been the franchise quarterback. I'm just going to be honest with you. But say Sam Darnold had a down season. At least you give JJ McCarthy one more season to just like maybe learn some things, man. For real. As a Washington fan, certain my undefeated Huskies would beat a Mike McDonald Michigan defense wrong. Yeah. Have you been keeping up with the draft prospects? Which draft prospect you want to talk about? Shaq, what draft prospect do you like? Oh, oh! I gotta tell y'all something real quick, y'all. I did my last. Listen, talking about draft prospects. I did my last. I don't know why I got so excited just now. I did my last draft, mock draft a couple days ago. And guess who moved up on like the PFF, like the simulator? Guess who moved up? Malachi Fields, y'all. I drafted that man in like the 5th round. I drafted that man in the 5th round. He moved up to like the 3rd round, y'all. Malachi Fields is moving up in the board, y'all. What is he like? 6 foot, what is he? 6'4", 200 and whatever pounds. Listen, I was already talking about him, bro. Yo, he moved up to the 3rd round. I'm happy for him because, all right, I was watching his highlights and I read up like what people like, the experts, the so-called experts, they wrote up on him and what they think of him. When it comes to 50-50 ball, he's coming down with the ball all day, every day. He's great when it comes to contested passes, right? Red zone, he'll be great in the red zone for us. And also getting first downs, one-on-one matchups. I think he'll win that. The thing that they were talking about is like that he wasn't the best at is route running. And that could be developing, right? Speed, he's not the fastest, but he looks good on the field. I always look at the 40-40 time as not everything. I look at it like it'll tell you it'll tell you something, but it won't tell you everything. Can he be fast on the football field when someone is defending him? And can he make the contested catch? Because a wide receiver is not going to always be open. He has to sometimes go up and go get it. How many times have you seen Justin Jefferson in a contested one-on-one or 2 people on him, he catching the ball? Or Jamar Chase or Nakua or like those 50-50. Like if a wide receiver could catch those type of passes, they have the edge on a lot of other wide receivers. Because if you could only catch the ball when you're open, I mean, that's good, obviously, but you're not going to always be open in the NFL. You're going against the best talented safeties and cornerbacks. And even sometimes these linebackers are very good at covering as well. So you got to be able to make the contested catch. And Malachi Fields is one of those guys that I hope people look out for. Like I hope the Vikings draft Malachi Fields as a 3rd string wide receiver to replace Speedy Naylor. Oh my goodness, man. He will be amazing for the Minnesota Vikings. I think he will be amazing. Please, let's speak it into existence. Because I drafted him in the 5th round, and and they gave me. This is why I looked them up, right? Because I tried to look up players that I draft in the mocks, right? I looked up Malachi Fields because I drafted him like in the 5th round. They gave me like a B plus or A or something. I said, why did they give me an A for this guy? And I said, let me look up him. Let me look up his numbers. Let me look at some film. And my goodness, man, if you go look up Malachi Fields and look at his highlights, bro, look at some of his film. He making one-handed contested catches. Listen, he might not have the breakaway speed like some of these speedsters, but he looked fast on that dang on field. Getting open. And like I said, when it's a 50-50 contested ball in the air, he coming down with it. Murray and Love is a same boat. JJ McCarthy was not impressive winning the narrative. He could run, but Penix played at a high level. I think Penix would have been better for this offense as well. Like, real talk. Like, I know Penix is probably going to be considered a bust by the Falcons. But if you was to put him on this offense, that's why I try to tell people. I understand that our offensive line was banged up. And I know it probably wouldn't work out with Michael Penix all like that because our offensive line was banged up. And the play calling was trash. But I'll tell you one thing. Michael Penix has a good arm. He has a good arm. I think he's more accurate than people give him credit for. I think he will throw it to Justin Jefferson. It would look good. I think he would look good with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It just depends on how good the offensive line is, really, and if we can establish the run. Yeah. I got a list of running backs Vikings could target. Price. Oh yeah, Price from Notre Dame. Yes, Price. I like Price. Enjoy loser, baby boy Murray. No. It ain't about enjoying loser. We'll see what happens. Chiefs are better. We gonna see about that. We gonna see if the Chiefs are better when we beat the brakes off of them. If we play them next season, this season coming up, when we see y'all, we gonna beat the brakes off of y'all. Remember that. Zabe. Oh my God, Zabel looked good. Like yeah, I love Zabel. Zabel's a guard, right? Zabel's a guard, not a tackle. He's a guard. Oh, hold on. You said Minnesota needs two stud O linemen more than anything else in a veteran backup tackle. I agree. I think Will Fries had a down season. I think Donovan Jackson at the I think he's left tackle, right, left guard. I think Donovan Jackson's left guard. Donovan Jackson did all right. I think the biggest thing is us being healthy, but we need a center. My favorite center in this draft is Jake Slaughter out of Florida. I want to go draft Jake Slaughter. I love Zabel. Just get into the playoffs and see what happens is what the league wants fans, mirror teams to think. Oh no, bro. I think that's a good idea though. I think that's a good idea. We got to get into the playoffs and see what happens, bro. Because let me say this: you can have the best team in the regular season and have home field advantage and still not get nowhere. It like you don't have a chance. It's not a guarantee if you so-called on paper have the best team on paper. On paper don't win you the Super Bowl. What wins you the Super Bowl is the players doing what they have to do on the field. You can have the best talented team during the whole regular season and lose. We've seen it numerous times. If you get to the playoffs 6 times, I will take my chances, bro. Yes, I get it. If you lose in the first round every single time, but then you got to question the coach. It's not always the talent. Sometimes it's the coach. His boneheaded coaching. Like I would take 6 times in the playoffs instead of just one good time where you say, all right, we have the perfect team. We get one time, but then we're not going to get to the playoffs for 5 seasons next. The next 5 seasons, we're not making the playoffs. I don't want that. I'll take 6 seasons of getting to the playoffs, whether you think we're the favorite or not. Let me give you an example, right, on why I'm thinking this way now, right? And I'm talking about the Giants. The Giants beat the Patriots. They were average. Let's really be honest. The Giants were average all season, actually below average. Eli Manning didn't have a good season until the playoffs, and they barely got in and won the Super Bowl. But they had things on their team that were really good, which was their defensive line. But let me get to another thing. What was I about to say? So, the Minnesota Vikings. We was not expected to get to the NFC Championship game in 2017, 2018, one of the years. When we lost to the Eagles. We had Case Keenum, y'all. Nobody expected us to get to the NFC Championship game. That's why I said you just get in the playoffs and see what happens. Nobody expected us. I don't care. Nobody knew we was going to have a good record like that. We had Case Keenum. Yes, we had talented players. We had Adam Thielen. We had Stephon Diggs. We had some dogs on defense. Yes, we had some dogs. The linebacker core with I'm trying to think of everybody. What was our linebacker core? Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr, somebody. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing a big name. We had Harrison Smith in his prime, which he's one of the best safeties in Minnesota Viking history. But when we had the Case Keenum was not a proven quarterback, and we went to the NFC Championship game. Not only that, we had a great season. I think we won like 13 games that season. Right? Nobody really expected us to do that. And I think we could have probably won the dang on Super Bowl if we got to the dang. I don't care. I feel like we would have won. I don't care. But then after that, what happened? We had the so-called better team with Kirk Cousins. We so-called built around Kirk Cousins. First Cousins, Captain Kirk. We didn't run it back with Case Keenum. If it's not broke, why fix it? If it's not broke, why fix it? They try to fix something that wasn't broke and try to improve the team at quarterback, and the quarterback wasn't the problem. The quarterback wasn't the problem. You got Kirk Cousins and it messed the team up. Kirk Cousins was supposed to be the missing piece. We thought the quarterback was the problem. Kirk Cousins was supposed to be the missing piece. And we went backwards instead of forwards. We literally got worse. We had Danielle Hunter, Everson Griffin. Everything got worse. We didn't even make the playoffs the year we got Kirk Cousins. So even though on paper it's supposed to look better, right? On paper, you would probably say, oh, the Vikings had a better roster on paper. But what did it do for us? Nothing. Not a dang on thing. But when we had Case Keenum, the guy that wasn't really proven in the NFL, got us to the NFC Championship game. That's why I say anything can happen in the playoffs. If we would have got past the Eagles, who knows? We could have won our first Super Bowl with a pretty much a backup quarterback. Even Mike Zimmer didn't want Kirk Cousins. That was Rick Spielman. Rick Spielman thought that Kirk Cousins was the missing piece. I was against it. I ain't gonna lie, I was against it. I said, yo, he a Viking, so I'm gonna rock with him. But what did he do with the Commanders? But I was like, all right, I'm not gonna use that. You know, he's with the Vikings now. We'll see what happens. And time again, he puts up these 4,000 passing yards, and we ain't doing nothing in the playoffs. And Kirk Cousins always had a good wide receiver with the Vikings. There was not one time, 1 year, that Kirk Cousins didn't have really good wide receivers with the Vikings. He went from Adam Thielen to Stephon Diggs to freaking to Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. Like, come on, bro. That was supposedly a better. That's why I say give me 6 years and see what happens. Because just because people think that your roster isn't good enough, maybe it is good enough. See, that's the thing. Our roster was better than what we thought it was going to be with Case Keenum. You're going to lose to the Vikings in that game. Giants. Oh, we're going to beat the brakes off the Giants. Probably the biggest reason Adrian Peterson couldn't catch or block is because he didn't work on his craft, just depending on the talent. He was most likely lazy. Yeah, he wasn't really a good catch and running back or blocker. Yes. Yes. I ain't going to try to say his name, bro. He was good. Jadarian Price, yeah. Mike Washington. Oh, Jonah Coleman, yes. Desmond Claiborne, yes. Emmett Johnson, yes. Shaq, you on the money, bro. My guy, I like Price. I like Coleman. And I like Desmond. I like Emmett. The Bears here. We beating the brakes off the Bears. The Packers have been in the playoffs 3 consecutive years. If that were the Vikings, they were to be people shouting from the mountaintops, Super Bowl contender. Hey, listen. I feel like this, man. And we could agree to disagree. I feel like if you get to the playoffs, you have a chance. It's even if you're a low seed. I know it sounds impossible, but there's no perfect way to get to the dang Super Bowl. We had some of the best teams in NFL history, and we got to the Super Bowl, and guess what happened? We lost. We were contenders, and every time we got to the playoffs and got to the Super Bowl, we lost. So my whole thing is, what about the teams that luck up into a Super Bowl? Or not really luck up, but they just get hot at the right time. I am so salty, now that I think about it, about the freaking Giants, man. Didn't they have 1 year where I think they won like 7 games and they got to the dang Super Bowl and won it? Was it 8 wins or 7 games? One of the two. They either won 7 or 8. And you would think, yeah, they're average. They're below average. And guess what? They got to the Super Bowl and won. They got to the Super Bowl and won. They got hot at the right time. I don't know what happened with Eli Manning. Eli Manning is a different quarterback in the playoffs than when he was in the regular season. Eli Manning ain't the best. In the postseason, Eli Manning is one of the best. He's one of the best in the postseason. You got to get to the postseason, bro, to even have a chance. You can't have a perfect roster and think that perfect roster is going to win you a Super Bowl because anything can happen. Injuries happen. We just seen the Broncos probably got a perfect roster. The Broncos lost a starting quarterback the last couple of plays of the game. And I'm not saying that they would have beat the Patriots, but they had a better chance with Bo Nix than not. You can have the perfect roster. Anything can happen. Injuries, you just get outplayed. Anything can happen. We run in the division. Yo, y'all not running nothing, bro. We beating the brakes off of y'all. Respectfully speaking, we beating the brakes off of all y'all. That's just how I feel, bro. Nobody is scared of offensive tackle, running back, center, guard, quarterback, punter, kicker for the draft order. For me, all right, if I had to make a choice of like what the biggest needs for the Vikings, all right, I'm going defensive tackle. I need a next Kevin Williams or Pat Williams. If you don't know who Kevin Williams is, look him up. If you don't know who Pat Williams is, look him up. We need a Pat Williams or a Kevin Williams. Give me one of them. I don't care. Give me one of them. Give me a good defensive tackle. Give me a safety to eventually replace Harrison Smith. That's probably number 2. Number 3, I need a center. I need a Pro Bowl center eventually. I need someone that we could develop into a Pro Bowl center. When's the last time we had a Pro Bowl center? We need a center, man. Like the center is so important. And I feel like we've been putting a Band-Aid on the center position long enough. We gotta draft and develop, man. Go get a center. All right, number 4. I'll say running back. Go get me another running back. Number 5, I say CB, cornerback. Go get me the cornerback. Number 6, go get me a linebacker, edge rusher. And then go from there. Hey, T-Bass, you ain't lying. And you might be 100% right. The worst coach. I hope that we're both wrong. You know how I feel about Kevin O'Connell. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin O'Connell. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I think he messed our season up last year. And I'm sticking to it. He doesn't make no adjustments. And I hope he changes. I hope he proves me wrong. But Kevin O'Connell, I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin O'Connell. And I've been trying to tell people about the whole J.J. McCarthy stuff. And I've been trying to tell y'all even prior to J.J. McCarthy, even when we had Kirk Cousins, even when we had Joshua Dobbs, even when we had Sam Darnold, I was saying the same thing. He doesn't like to run the ball. Maybe I'm too old school. But you have to run the ball to be successful. Crying out loud, the MVP of the Super Bowl was a running back. Crying out loud. And I'm not saying this has to necessarily be the case, but both teams that were in the Super Bowl was top 10 in rushing. And I'm talking about the Patriots and the Seahawks. So, I mean, I don't know what more else to say. He said, call it like it is. J.J. McCarthy, probably not that smart. Oh, gosh. Ben Johnson simplified the offense week 1. It took a few weeks to get it, then a few more to open it. It's not a bad thing to simplify for them to run it. It is bad to refuse to. Yes, and I agree with you, bro. What's going on, Ventures? What's good, bro? Man, everything is good, man. You know, everything is good. I'm in the car with this live stream because my dang on outside is super windy. Like if I was to go outside right now, y'all be like, what the heck is windy? It's like y'all probably think it's a dang old storm. It's windy outside, y'all. So like I had to go in the car Because y'all know I usually take my nature walk to get my steps in. Like, after I get off this live stream, I'm going to get my walk in. But, yeah, man, everything's good. God is good, you know. Just thankful for everything. And I'm just vibing. And the question of this, well, the title of the video was like, what was I saying? What's the dang old title? The title is pretty much, there's no perfect way to get to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. And I said, just get to the playoffs and see what happens. And the only reason why I say that, because if we could get to the playoffs 6 times in a row, I'll take my chances. 1 time out of the 6 times, maybe, just maybe, we could get something going and win a freaking Super Bowl, bro. Like, but if we get to the playoffs every other season, that lessens our chances of making it to the Super Bowl. I'll take more chances at it. You're not going to have a perfect roster. You're not going to have the perfect quarterback. You're not going to have the perfect head coach, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin O'Connell. I'm not going to sit here and lie. You're not going to have the perfect offensive line. If you wait until you have everything perfect to get to the playoffs, we ain't never going to win a Super Bowl. We ain't never going to win, bro. That's why you have to have elite talent that you develop that can cover up your deficiencies. So, for example, say we have an average quarterback and they throw to Justin Jefferson. Maybe he can make a play on it because he's a good wide receiver. Or the other way around. Say we have a Pro Bowl quarterback and we have average wide receivers. Maybe that Pro Bowl quarterback can make our average wide receivers look good. You want to know who did that his whole entire career? Tom Brady. Tom Brady always made wide receivers better than what they probably was. I'm going to keep it real. Like, what they probably were. I'm just being honest. Like, Tom Brady always made the talent around him better. All right, let's go to another example. Maybe your defense don't got like a star player like a Myles Garrett or Aiden Hutchinson or Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson or one of these elite pass rushers that I didn't name yet. Jonathan Gennard. But maybe you have a very good defensive coordinator that can be like, okay, I'm going to put you here. You're better here. You're not really that good here, so I'm going to switch you to here. They make the adjustments on defense, and now your defense looks like they're good. Now your defense is top 3. So that's my whole point, man. Like, nothing's going to be perfect. That's why coaches is so important. Like, I'm to the point now, can we just get to the playoffs consistently? Just give me a chance. Give our team a chance. There's too many Viking fans that never witnessed a Super Bowl. We ain't never win, but we ain't never even witnessed to get to a Super Bowl. I never witnessed the team get to a Super Bowl. I've been a Viking fan for 20 years, 20 plus years, and never once seen the Vikings get to the Super Bowl. Only thing I seen was 2 NFC Championship games, probably 3. I think 2. I know at least 2. And that's it. That's it. And we're talking about some great rosters. Even with Brett Favre, that roster was stacked. That roster was pretty much perfect. And we still ain't get to the dang old Super Bowl. Y'all remember that Brett Favre roster? Goshly, on defense and offense. Man. That sucks, bro. That was probably the best chance we would have won. We could have won the Super Bowl with that roster. And also the Case Keenum roster. That could have been a Super Bowl roster, y'all. But at least let's be consistent. Let's get to the playoffs. Even if we lose in the first round a couple times. Maybe the next time we get there, we get to the NFC Championship game. Okay, say we lose in the NFC Championship game the 3rd time. Maybe the next time we get to the Super Bowl and we win it. Maybe it's the 4th time the charm. I don't know. But we can't be having these seasons where we can't even make the playoffs, man. At least make it exciting. Don't have us out here as fans like, yeah, we're 1 game out of the playoffs. Why do you think we would make it? We don't even, no. I know J.J. McCarthy's young, but man, hey, listen. But we have the talent. We could do a little bit more with the play calling. I know he has the talent. We should have made the playoffs last year. But what held us back was injuries. All the injuries held us back when it comes to the offensive line, And you know what's crazy? Because look, I keep talking about the offensive line. Do y'all remember our defense was hurt too? And our defense still played good. Blake Cashman was out. Andrew Van Ginkel was out. Some other players, some other important players were out all season long, bro. Jonathan Grenard was out most of the season. He missed a lot of games. And we still had a good defense. Why is that? But our offense was horrible. How? How was it that bad? My bad, y'all. I'm on a big rant. It's also about the players. Hold them accountable. It's nothing personal. If you're not play up to your huge contract, then get your exactly. Nothing personal. Get your behind out here. At the end of the day, we want to win a freaking Super Bowl, bro. I'm tired of these excuses, bro. Like, I'm tired of, listen, if you don't live up to your contract, I'm tired of all these injury excuses. If you the head coach, you better make the adjustments, bro. For real. If you the head coach and every coach on the team, you better develop the players that we drafted. Every player from the first round to the 7th round, even the undrafted free agents, develop them. Why can't, listen, bro, develop them. I agree with that. Mission over BS, no knucklehead penalties. Yeah, penalties be hurting too, man. What was the biggest penalty for the Vikings last year? I think it was false start. I think it was false start and holding. Probably false start. It was probably false start. Yeah, it was false start. I'll have to look that up. Adrian Peterson wanted to be traded. Unfortunately, he fumbled twice before telling someone. I love AP, man, but I get it. The ultimate team sport is hockey. It's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. I don't know, man. I look at football as so many more things could go wrong in football. Because like it's like special teams and just everything can just fall apart with even just special teams. The thing you don't think about the most in football could be the thing that you lose by. And that could be special teams. But hockey's definitely up there. Baseball is up there too. I think basketball, I don't think it's up there with football in hockey and baseball. I don't know. Because football, there's so many things that could go wrong. So many things could go wrong in football, man. I don't think Kyler not going to say the Vikings at all come down to coach. It all come down to coach. Yes, I agree. I think coach, if he doesn't look, this is what can happen, y'all. Let's say Kyler Murray sucks, right? Let's say he from week 1 to week 10 he sucks. Guess whose job is gone? Guess who gets fired? Because you brought him in here. And if you didn't want to play JJ McCarthy because you think he might not be good enough, and Kyler Murray is not good as well, what's the common denominator? The head coach. So he has no choice but to be a better coach. And I'm not giving him no excuses, bro. You know who one of my favorite head coaches is Mike Zimmer. Yo, he had his flaws. I ain't gonna lie. But the one thing I loved about Mike Zimmer is he kept it real with us, bro. Mike Zimmer, if he ain't like something, Mike Zimmer would say it, bro. It isn't Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, I don't want to make an announcement yet about who's going to be the starting quarterback. I talked to J.J. McCarthy, and J.J. McCarthy knows what's going on. And hey, listen, bro, I don't want to hear none of that. Is he going to be the starter or Kyler Murray? Is it going to be competition, yes or no? Is it really competition, bro? Or is it going to be Kyler? Like, stop eating around the bush. Stop trying to make it sound good. You try to make everything sound good. Keep it real. Keep it real. The man don't be keeping it real sometimes, man. I know he can't tell us everything, but dang, bro. Like, I love Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer would like, I ain't like him arguing with the press, but Mike Zimmer would be like, that was a dumb question. That was a stupid question. Like, he'll just say it. What's on his mind, Mike would say it. Kevin O'Connell is one of the best talkers. He's smooth. He got the gift of gab. He'll speak so many words and not tell you nothing. He won't tell you a dang on thing, but he'll speak all these words. Run the dang ball. Kevin O'Connell, no excuses for not winning the division this year. Facts. Jeremiah Love. I love Jeremiah Love. Yes, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Good afternoon, Daniel. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. And sports are designed to bring us together and not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games as well. Liam, what's up? Honestly, Reese, my fault. Oh, I would love Reese. Linebacker? Yes, I would love Reese. Why drop a running back high if yeah, that is true. That is true. Because we're trying to force him to run the ball. Richard, we're trying to force Kevin O'Connell to run the ball. He would have no excuse but to run the ball. I would love to love, but I'm not believing he'd be there. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be there. Kevin O'Connell would love to have Love. Offensive tackle with the first pick. But you'll have to trade Brian O'Neill or Christian Darrisaw. Vikings are not drafting Love, so why even talk about it? Yeah, we might. Listen. The only way that's happening is if he drops, and I don't think he's dropping. I say that not to break y'all hope. You know what I mean? But I'm just being honest with you. I know. Listen, it's just a mock draft, but I've been seeing him getting picked in the top 5, y'all. He not dropping to 18. All 7. Yep. You run the ball a lot. Number 18 will start crying. Hey, listen. I don't even think that's the case, bro. I don't even think that's the case because that will open him up. You just need a quarterback that can get the ball to him, man. Because I don't really see Justin Jefferson cry. Like, he don't seem like he cries. Like even when he does, even this year, he had games where he had like 2 catches for nothing, pretty much. And he would just be like, as long as we win, that's all that matters. He's not like, and I say this respectfully because I'm a Terrell Owens guy. I'm a big Terrell Owens guy. I love Terrell Owens, one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. He ain't Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens would brutalize this offense. He would come to the coach and he would probably cuss out Kevin O'Connell on live TV. He'll probably say, pass me the ball. Justin Jefferson ain't that. I ain't never see Justin Jefferson blow up and cuss anybody out, especially the coach. Now, Terrell Owens and even my guy Randy Moss, I think Randy Moss will say something. If you can't get the ball to Randy Moss, he gonna say something. But beside that, we just need a quarterback. We just need quality quarterback play for the whole 17 games. 17-game season, bro. Not just 10. 17 games. We need quality play from our quarterback. But not just that. Quality coaching from our coaches. But our main coach is our head coach, and that's Kevin O'Connell. Like, for instance, another example of a wide receiver I know that would complain, A.J. Brown. If you was to replace Justin Jefferson with A.J. Brown will curse the crap. I'm just being honest with y'all. And I like A.J. Brown. He will fuss out Kevin O'Connell. He will fuss out J.J. McCarthy. Whoever the quarterback is, if you're not giving the ball to A.J. Brown, even if you're winning, A.J. Brown's going to complain, and he's going to say something. I don't see Justin Jefferson doing that. I don't see him doing that. Listen, he might have his head down probably sometimes if we're losing. But I ain't never see Justin Jefferson really go crazy and be like, yo, we need to pass me the ball. Listen, I see it on the sideline in the Super Bowl. A.J. Brown was fussing at his head coach in the dang on Super Bowl. Y'all saw that against the Chiefs? A.J. Brown was talking crazy to his head coach. They was about to fight on the sideline. Y'all remember that? Justin Jefferson ain't that. He nowhere close to that. K Walker last year, I could see the Chiefs trading back with their first round pick, with their first round if their guy isn't on the board. Yeah. The Chiefs are they building something, man. They building that defense up. K9, Seattle 2026, Terrell 1998. Both were Super Bowl running back MVPs. Yup. Okay. Love it. Awesome. That was the last time in 1998. Thank you for that comment, bro. Yes, drop a like button, everybody. Drop a like button. Hit the subscribe button. We go live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family, sports designed to bring us together, not separate us. And we're also going live for primetime games. Not all, but some. But yeah, it's definitely going to be lit this year. I'm going to be going live a lot, man. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a pregame show, after game show. During the game, we'll be live. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this channel. We're also going live for the NFL draft as well. Yes, it'll be over the top. Vikings this year will do nothing. I'll be over the top. The Vikings this year will do nothing. Dang. KC should find another Debo early. Nobody's counting Mahomes out. You know what? KC need to find that wide receiver. I think if KC, listen, I'll give up a first round pick. I'll try to go get AJ Brown. I'll try to go listen, I don't want to trade Jordan Addison, but I don't see the Vikings giving him the bag. Hey, listen, you want Jordan Addison? I need a first round pick. First round pick. The defense will not be what it was last year. Your linebackers are both, internal size, train tunnel in the middle of the. Yes, I agree, man. Like, I think our defense is going to take a step back. And that's just the unfortunate truth. I don't think our defense is going to be a top 3 defense. We were the number 3 defense in the whole NFL. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like we'll be top 10. As long as we can stay top 10, bro, I'm happy with the Vikings defense. If they can stay top 10, I'll be happy. But we'll see what happens. Dallas Turner, the next Smith Jr., this will be his breakout year. How many sacks, though, are you going for, though, T-Bass? How many sacks are you going for? I got him having 12 to 15 sacks this year. Some big defensive tackles mid-first round. Yes, I like Lee. I like McDonald. I like Christian Miller. I like Woods too. But if I love Lee. Lee's probably one of my favorite, to be honest with you. I love Lee and I love Christian Miller. Yeah. We gotta drop the DT. You like signing of cornerback? Yes. Yeah, Pierre? Yes, I love it. I think he's a good cover corner. Outside corner, he's versatile too, so he could be in the inside as well, but he's more of an outside corner. And we need that. You never know what injuries can happen. And I think according to PFF, he's like one of the best covered corners in the game. So that was a good signing. And I love his journey because he was an undrafted free agent and he's a really good corner. So I'm not gonna say he's like the best top 3, top 5, you know what I mean? But he's a pretty darn good corner for the amount of money that you paid him. And I think that was a good move. So I love that move. There is a hole you need to plug. What's it for? You don't draft a quarterback inside the top 10. That was part of. Oh man, that was the crystal. You know what? I don't know. Listen, and this is why. Listen, I'm not going to say that Kwesi didn't deserve to get fired because he deserved to, right? I truly believe that. But there's somebody else that I think that deserved to be fired as well, and y'all know who I'm talking about. So, yeah, he was part of the decision to draft JJ McCarthy, but ain't nothing we could do now. He's on the roster. Now it's time to develop him. And if Kyler Murray isn't the franchise quarterback, if he doesn't have a good season this year, JJ McCarthy has another season to sit. In 2027, he got to be the guy. Ain't no more excuses for J.J. McCarthy. That's the thing that people got to understand. If J.J. McCarthy doesn't win the job and Kyler Murray wins it or whatever, and they don't give Kyler Murray the contract extension if he doesn't do good, J.J. McCarthy in the 2027 season is the guy. And if he doesn't produce, then it's a wrap. I think it's already a wrap. But we'll see what happens. And it's not because I don't think J.J. McCarthy doesn't have the potential. I think because Kevin O'Connell doesn't believe in him. And little old Mike Sports Vibes, I don't have the power to just be like, hey, Kevin O'Connell, make sure you play J.J. McCarthy week 1. I don't got that type of power. And even if I had that type of power, I would say at least make it a competition, a true competition. Titans are going to go Reese or Bain. I love both. To go alongside with John Franklin Myers or Jeffrey Simmons. I love both. I love Reese. I love Bain. I watched a little bit more highlights and more video of Reese. He is like, man, he's different. He's just different. He might be, honestly, he might be the best overall player in this draft. That's how much respect I give Reese. Reese is one of them guys, bro. He is the best linebacker in this draft. Definitely, hands down. You make the trade for May. Now you don't have Donovan Jackson, and now you don't have anyone this year and next year. Build a team with that first before worrying about quarterback. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But that's why you have to have better scouters, and maybe you could draft. You got second round picks, you got third round picks, you got fourth round picks. The first round is not the only round you can build a team. You know what I mean? You could draft well in the second round, third round, fourth round. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sacrifice 3 first round picks, you're honestly it was only one time. So it would have been they had 2 first round picks in 2025. No, 2024. So that would have been 2 first round picks, and then you would have missed 2026. All right, Donovan Jackson. Okay. You just want to figure that out. But if you have Drake May, I'll take that chance. I would take that chance. If you had a Drake May, you just have to figure out the center and the guard. You're going to have to figure it out. But you still bring in Will Fries. You still have Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, and your scouting just has to be better. You know what I mean? Because the problem that you go into, yes, you have Donovan Jackson, but you drafted J.J. McCarthy that doesn't match the offense that you want to run. So it really doesn't make any sense. So you still got Donovan Jackson, which I like Donovan Jackson. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, guess what? You got a quarterback that you have a coach that doesn't believe in his ability all like that. So at least if you had Drake May would be able to run this offense at a high level. And on top of that, who's to say you can't trade a 3rd round pick and a 2nd round pick to move up into the 4th and get Donovan Jackson? You know what I mean? You gotta build. That's only 1 year that you're really missing. That's 2026. Or 2025, I mean. So you would have gave up the 2 picks in 2024 and 1 pick in 2025. And then you would have had 2026, which is this year. So, yeah. And then on top of that, you still got players that you could probably trade and get picks. Like, for instance, I like Brian O'Neill. You might be able to get a 2nd round pick or a 1st round pick for Brian O'Neill or Christian Darrisaw if you don't believe in them. You know what I mean? What the problem is, I think the biggest problem with the Vikings is they didn't trade Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter could have got you a 1st round pick. They didn't do nothing, bro. They let one of the best pass rushers in Minnesota Viking history just become a free agent and you got nothing for him. You could have got a first-round pick from him alone. You could compare his numbers to any pass rusher in the game right now. I'm not saying he'll be the best, but it's comparable. That's how good Danielle Hunter is. But we got nothing back. We got nothing back. That is front office. And at the same time, Max Crosby almost went for 2 first-round picks until it got voided by the Ravens. Danielle Hunter is better than Max Crosby. Danielle Hunter is better than Max Crosby. And I know he's older, but you could at least got 1 first-round pick. At least 1. So it wouldn't be that bad if you would have got something for him. You just let him go. And you signed Jonathan Grenard. When you could have traded him to the Texans, possibly, for a first, or whoever needs a pass rusher, and still sign Jonathan Grenard. They don't let players go. Like, if you're not going to sign him to a contract extension, at least trade him. And that's what the Vikings failed to do. And that's my point with Jordan Addison. He's one of the best young wide receivers in the game. Yeah, he got some off-the-field issues, but he's very talented. If you're not going to sign him to the contract extension, at least try to get something for him. Exactly. That's why I say I will reach for Drake May before I get a quarterback that was more, you have to run the ball. Kevin O'Connell doesn't like to run the ball, so that doesn't make sense. I don't know what Kevin O'Connell and Crazy was thinking. What they did wrong was should have drafted a quarterback the year they did and see what they had in Sam Darnold if they would have. Yeah, that's another good point too. That's the best point right there. But the thing about it is, what did Sam Darnold have here on his resume? You know, when it came down to it, a lot of people thought he was a bust. And I was one of those people, and I was wrong. So they were like, we have to go get a quarterback in this draft. The hype about the 2024 NFL draft. So, yeah, they probably reached for J.J. McCarthy. You know, probably reached for him. But I think that's a good point, man. See what you have in Sam Darnold. And if they would have, listen, we would have drafted probably a DT or cornerback or whatever in the first round, built around Sam. This could be a whole different conversation. So I agree with that. I'm still okay with drafting a quarterback there. It's not the best, but after Darnold did his season, you have to put McCarthy on the back burner and develop. Yes. Facts, Mike. I would have rather seen them wait and draft Bowers and that pick. Okay, I like that too. Like Jefferson being triple team and still getting 1,000 yards and having a at quarterback, like, bro, yeah. 17 games is only 58 yards a game. 1,000 is not a benchmark. Yeah, it's not like it was back in the day. Sorry. But I would say this. I think it's a big deal when you don't have nobody throwing you the ball consistently. When you really think about it, bro. This man had games where he had like 1 catch, no catches, I think. How was he able to get 1,000 yards? I'm still trying to figure it out. This offense was so brutal to watch. I ain't never seen an offense this bad in my life. Being a Viking fan, I never seen an offense this bad ever since I've been a Viking fan. And I see some bad offenses. I ain't seen something like this. Maybe with what's another worst offense I could think, bro? Even Christian Ponder's offense probably looked better than this. Like, what are we doing? Penix would have been a lot better for the Vikings. 35 million, 2 touchdowns is not a good return in your investment, and that's just the honest truth. Yeah, but you got to understand, T-Bass, that you're not giving full context. The only reason why he barely got 1,002 touchdowns is because you know why. I'm not. You already know why. I'm not even gonna say anything. You already know. You already know. You already know. But y'all know why though. Y'all know why he only got barely 1,000. Y'all know why. I don't gotta say that. Y'all know. I don't even gotta say why. Y'all know. You could be the best wide receiver in the game, and it don't matter if you don't get the ball thrown to you. Don't matter. Yeah, but you gotta think of it like who that offense was brutal. Did y'all watch the offense? Did y'all watch and sit and watch this stinking offense? This offense was brutal. If the ball ain't going to you and you're going 3 and out constantly and you're turning the ball over, how the heck are you supposed to do anything productive? Let me tell you this. If he was on the Bills with Josh Allen, if he was on the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, that 35 million will be a bargain. That 35 million will be a bargain, and that 1,000 yards will be almost 2,000 yards. I just want to just put it. I'm just trying to put full context in this whole conversation. It wasn't like the ball was going to Justin Jefferson all season long, and he had so many attempts at the ball. There was games where he had like 1 catch or 2 catches. There was games where even though the defense is getting multiple turnovers, the offense still couldn't do a dang thing. We're going to have a top 5 secondary. If your wide receiver one is not hitting, Kendrick's Bar, Greenway, I think. Kendrick Bar. Yeah, Greenway. No, not Greenway. Not Greenway. It was Kendrick's Bar and somebody else. I forgot. It wasn't Greenway. Chad Greenway was EJ Hendrick. Chad Greenway, one of my favorite linebackers. Chad Greenway was with Ben Lieber and EJ Henderson. Yeah. Chad Greenway came before Eric. Came before Kendricks and Barr. Tell me the last time the Super Bowl was played where at least one of the teams were not the best team in the conference. Tell me. Well, I know for a fact we could just talk about the Giants. Talk about the Giants twice. They weren't the best team in their conference, and they won the Super Bowl twice. They barely snuck into the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl twice. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl as a wild card. It's not ideal to be wild card, but you could. And same with the Giants twice. Way more than you don't make the play. Yeah, you still have. Yeah, exactly. You got to have a chance. The only way you have a chance is if you get to the playoffs. If you don't get to the playoffs at all, you don't have no chance. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to win. You don't have to be the number 1 seed to get to the Super Bowl. Yes, you have a higher chance, but that's not a guarantee. You are not alone. We in this nightmare together. Cousins couldn't show up in big games. That was his issue. Yeah. Rams and, yep, I agree. Rams and Tampa Bay were number 4 seeds when they won. Yep. Don't forget about the miracle in Minneapolis. The key word is the took miracle when only the next game took. Yes. But still, anything can happen. That one play won. Just like a one play could win you a game or lose you a game. That one play lost. That missed tackle by the Saints lost them the game. That one catch by Stephon Diggs won us the game. How many times have Tom Brady drove down the field in that one play, meaning that field goal won him the Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls did he win off of a kicked field goal? Because he got his team in field goal position to win. One play. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how many points. It doesn't matter how it happens. All that matters, and I know everybody got to agree with me with this. Please, I hope y'all agree. All that matters if you have the more points at the end of the game to move on to the next round. Anybody, if you win by a point every single game in the playoffs, all the way to the Super Bowl, and you win by a point in the Super Bowl, what's it matter? You still won the Super Bowl. You still got by every single team. It doesn't matter. People be wanting it to look pretty. You're not going to blow out every team in the playoffs. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to beat every team by 10 points, and it's going to look pretty. You're going to have those games where you're only up by 1 point, and your defense has to do what they have to do to stop them so you can win that game. You're going to have games like we've seen against, the Texans and the Broncos when it was snowing and everything, where nobody could really throw the ball when it started to storm outside, and you had to run the ball. Whoever runs the ball the best is going to win. It might not look pretty. It's not going to look pretty. Football is not supposed to be a pretty sport. It's supposed to be a sport where it comes down to the wire, in my opinion. I love those type of games. That one play was simply amazing. That Minneapolis Miracle, that play. '77 Vikings didn't really belong in the Super Bowl. It took a extremely muddy field. Hey, listen, I ain't taking nothing away from in good weather. I'm not taking nothing away from them, though, bro. Like, it's so hard to get to the Super Bowl, bro. I didn't even whiz in T-Bass. I never witnessed a Super Bowl, bro. I'm not taking no credit. I'm going to tell you this right now. If the Vikings was to get to the Super Bowl next year, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if it was, oh, that was a lucky play. If it wasn't a fumble and if he didn't recover it and return it for a touchdown and blah, 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 and this and that and the third. Bro, I don't care, bro. As long as we get there, I don't care. As long as we win it, I don't care. I just want to win. In the last 20 years, 9 have won the Super Bowl that aren't 1 and 2 seed. Thank you. So it's like 50-50 then. That's almost 50-50. So that's why I say getting to the playoffs. You just got to get in there. You just got to get in there and just see what happens. Yes, you got to be talented to get to the playoffs. Like, you can't just be, your whole team can't just be hurt and they suck. Then you're not going to do nothing. But I don't think a team that sucks gets in the playoffs. I mean, you might barely get in, but I know the Giants did it twice, and their record in the regular season was horrible, bro. Horrible. Eli Manning was horrible in the regular season. And I don't know what happened with Eli. He just turned it up. And when he knew he was going against Tom Brady, he turned it up even more. I don't know, man. That defensive line was amazing. That defensive line was great. I can't say nothing more than that. It was great. Hall of Fame great. But my goodness, Eli Manning turned into an actual franchise, quarterback. Like a real franchise quarterback. It was bigger than his name because he played big time in the biggest games. Exactly. It's fairly good odds to be. Exactly. Kevin O'Connell is the big. Can I? This is a hot take. Y'all probably not going to even like this. Some Viking fans ain't going to like this. T-Bass, if you in the building still, everybody that's in the building that's a Viking fan, y'all probably ain't going to like what I'm about to say. I think the biggest kryptonite right now, and I hope he proves me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I hope he proves me wrong. It's not the quarterback. It's not the injuries on the field. The biggest kryptonite to the Vikings' success is Kevin O'Connell and his adjustments. Making adjustments is the biggest kryptonite for the Vikings. You adjust to the talent that's on the field, not the other way around. And he doesn't do it. And if we're in the playoffs, right? Halftime, we down by 10. You don't stick to the same game plan expecting to still win. You make adjustments at halftime. Will Kevin O'Connell do that? I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. So Kevin O'Connell, for me, is the biggest kryptonite. I don't know what kryptonite's the worst for Superman. Is it the red, the green, the yellow, the blue? I don't know. But the biggest weakness for the Vikings for me, and I might be wrong, and I hope I am wrong, is Kevin O'Connell and his coaching ability. And y'all probably like, what is he talking about? He has over 20 wins. He has like a 40-20 loss record. He has a great record in the regular season. I could care less. Can we get to the playoffs more? Can we get to the playoffs a lot more? Can we do something in the playoffs? Please. Please. I'm begging you. Can I be a exciting Viking fan after the regular season? I don't want to be talking about, oh yeah, our season just started while I'm watching all these other teams play in the playoffs. No, I want to see my team in the playoffs as well. Got the game messed up. I want to see my team in the playoffs as well. Tired of losing. I'm tired of being the team that won the most games in NFL history. Make sure my dang charger's on. In NFL history, and all of a sudden, and we ain't never win nothing. We got the most wins in NFL history with no Super Bowl. It's crazy, bro. But I bet you the other team was a 1 seed. That what I'm saying, you're a 1 seed, you got a good chance of going. Yeah. You got a better chance, but it's not like a crazy amount of, like, it would be different if it was 90. Like, it would be different if it was like 60-40. It's more like 50-50. Like, you might be the 1 seed, but that doesn't mean you're going to win. It gives you the best chance to win. But it's not a guarantee. It's more like a 60-40, to be honest with you. Even closer to that, more 50-50. It's just about being hot and having a good team and a good coach. Do you trust our coaching? I don't know if I do. The better you are, the higher chance. Once he has once 8 times, 3 times. But you have a chance just making playoffs. Yep. If Kyler Murray wins the Super Bowl for Minnesota, will he be the best Minnesota Viking player ever? I don't want to go that far, but I will say he's definitely up there. Because we never won the Super Bowl, so I would definitely put him up there. But I don't know about best player ever. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Mike on it now. Kyler might help them win, but he isn't going to go Sammy D and throw for 300 to outdo someone. Yeah. Yeah, he did his thing against Matthew Stafford. I ain't going to say her and cat. He did his thing against Matthew Stafford. What happens if both quarterbacks get hurt? I don't want to think about it, bro. I don't want to think about it. Max Brosmer, come in. Minnesota Vikings averaging 6.5 per game with false starts. 26 in offensive holding. No! Oh my gosh. It's crazy, bro. Happy Sunday, everybody. God bless everybody. Shout out to Bob in the building. Jefferson should be crying. I want a team that has a... Let me say this real quick. Because I know y'all was coming at my boy Justin Jefferson. I have to put full context into this. I get it. Justin Jefferson had a down season. I guarantee you, and I'm talking to Mike and I'm talking to T-Bass. I guarantee you, if Justin Jefferson was to get traded to the Bills, I'm just going to say the Bills. I'm not even going to say the Chiefs because they already got Super Bowl, so I'm not going to give them to the Chiefs. You know what Josh Allen would do with Justin Jefferson? You know how scary that would be for the AFC? Y'all don't understand how good Justin Jefferson is. I think y'all might be underestimating him. He hasn't had quality quarterback play all like that his whole career. Let's just keep it real. And he has more receiving yards than any wide receiver in NFL history in his first 6 seasons without consistent quarterback play. That goes for Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, anybody that you can name. So therefore, I'm saying this. If you feel like he's that bad, what he was doing last year, I highly disagree with both of y'all. But what I will say is this. If he was to go with Josh Allen, I'm not going to say I'm a Bills fan because I'm not a Bills fan. I ain't a Bills fan. I'm a Viking fan all day. But I'm a Josh Allen guy. So, therefore, I'm a Justin Jefferson guy. So I'm gonna be looking at that team a lot, man. I ain't gonna sit here and I'll be like, yo, I'll be watching the numbers and I'll be telling y'all, like, listen, when I try to tell y'all, Justin Jefferson is that guy. Get him a good quarterback, consistent quarterback play. Guess what happens? That's what happened. We can even go, all right, my favorite wide receiver of all time, Randy Moss. I know people don't like Randy Moss, blah, 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 blah. He didn't like to go in, but I don't care. It don't matter. He's still one of the greatest. Randy Moss. His best numbers was, and I hate to say this, I'm talking about single season production. I'm not saying for his whole career. Like he made most of his touchdowns and catches and receiving yards with the Vikings. But his best single season, like his best years for a single season is with the Patriots. And you want to know who was throwing him the ball? The GOAT at quarterback. Tom Brady. Tom freaking Brady, bro. So you think, and I'm not trying to put Justin Jefferson on the same level as Randy Moss, but I'm just saying, if you think that Justin Jefferson is this bad, come on now. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. And I don't want Justin Jefferson to get traded. But I sometimes be not wanting to be traded, but I would love to see him with even with Sam Darnold. His numbers was great with Sam Darnold. I don't even got to go that far back. I'm not going to Kirk Cousins. I'm not going to Nick Mullins. I'm not going to Joshua Dobbs. I'm not even going to J.J. McCarthy. I'm not going to talk about them. Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold was the quarterback last season, yes, I know our offensive line was banged up. You think he would have barely got 1,000 yards with Sam Darnold? Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Top three deep. Did I read that? And then got injury prone as competition. You ain't lying. Excuse me, y'all. Top three defense while playing 5 quarters a game. Also expect the Titans to be a top 10 defense this year. If they go Reese or Bain, if they go wide receiver, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, man, that's funny. How do you feel about the machine? Oh, that is so random. I'm not gonna really talk about that. I'll just give you a few words. It's not a movement, it's a delineation. A delineation, like for instance, right? There's Jamaicans, there's Haitians, there's Nigerians, there's Liberians. That's their, you know what I mean? That's who they are, right? Just like there's Italians, there's Irish, there's Polish people. That's what they are. FBA is short for Foundation of Black American, and it goes back to like slavery times. Like I actually did my ancestry, and my ancestors go back to like the 1700s, slavery days and everything. So I'm considered FBA. It's just delineating and just saying, instead of saying African American, it's saying foundational Black American, because we go all the way back from the like start of America, pretty much. Not even pretty much. That's what happened. You know what I mean? So, but that's what it stands for. I don't have no beef with anything Tariq Nasheed. I don't agree with everything he says, but I like what he's doing. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I know my ancestors. I'm proud of my ancestors. I was looking at my ancestry tree, man. Like on my mom's side, and it goes like I said, they go back to the 1700s, bro. And I still trying to figure out stuff about on my dad's side. Like my mom's side is from Pennsylvania, Philly. They lived in Philly. They lived in multiple places around Philly. And then on my dad's side, that's down south. And it's a lot of history, man. And I'm proud of what my ancestors accomplished and went through. And Well, not really what they went through, but what they accomplished and being able to keep their heads up and still keep striving for greatness and not giving up on themselves. So, but that's a random question, but yeah. How do you, what's bad last year? You were one quarterback away from competing for a Super Bowl. For you traded two firsts and some seconds you had made by jumping the Patriots. They wanted to move up but not go all in. I don't know what's true and what's not, but I do know, Mike, that they were trying to go for Drake May. Now, if it's true what you're saying that they wasn't trying to go all in, stupid. Stupid. You had two first rounds in that 2024 NFL draft. That's two first rounds you could have gave him. And then you could have gave him 2025. That's three first round picks. And you could have even gave him a third or whatever. I don't give two craps. Get your guy. Instead of drafting a guy that you don't want to adapt to what he does best. Which makes no sense. Which makes no freaking sense. Diamond Dallas Turner will make a big game. Yes, big time upgrade this season just once before I die. Dean Johnson. I had a prediction. I'm actually probably gonna make a short about that sometime. My prediction for Dallas Turner, just a sneak peek. Double-digit sacks. I say 12 to 15. 12 to 15 in 2026 NFL season. So, Diamond, read that. Yeah, hit the like button. What up, Grizzly? If you want to have a chance, you gotta get to the dance. Facts. You gotta get to the dance. You probably missed it, Bob. But I had in the beginning I was saying, can the Vikings get to the playoffs like 4 times in a row? And listen, say we get knocked out twice in the wild card. Okay. But say we get knocked out another time in the NFC. Maybe the fourth time's the charm when we get to the Super Bowl and we win. But you have to get to the playoffs. Anything happens in the playoffs. It's a one-game elimination. And my boy Mike he put out some statistics. It's not a guarantee that you're going to win the Super Bowl if you have the first seed. Is it a better chance? Yes. But we've seen multiple teams throughout the history that barely got into the dang-on playoffs and won the Super Bowl. So it does happen. Definitely coach adjustments. He cost Vikings the game. Yes. Brian Flores will have resume year this year and be a head coach. And yeah, he might be, Dean. I think this is the year we gotta try to win it, man. Like I want to win it so bad this year, man. But I feel like if it wasn't for Brian Flores, this team would be so freaking bad. Especially last year. And I hate to say it like that, bro, but like it's true. We would have been terrible. Our freaking offense was. I'm not trying to bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up. I trust and hope, my man. We Vikings fans, we all get the faith and hope and rooting for the best team ever played. Yes, but fans stay. Yes, we trying to get to a Super Bowl, bro. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the building. If they got good offensive line play this year, Kyler will be unstoppable. I think he'll be good. I think people don't understand how good he's going to be. Watch this. When Kyler Murray has some good games, people are going to move the goalpost and say, well, let's see what he does in the playoffs. And you know what? They did the same thing to Sam Darnold. Well, Sam Darnold chokes. He only been to the playoffs one time. So how is he a choker? He only been there one time with the Vikings. And he lost that one time. I could understand if he'd been to the playoffs like 4 times and lost all 4. But he only been there one time. So what's going to happen is if Kyler Murray does good early on, well, the Vikings are really good. Well, he's going to choke in the playoffs. Kyler Murray, to my knowledge, only been to the playoffs one time. How is he considered a choker after losing one time in the playoffs? Like, you're not just going to always get to the... When you get to the playoffs, it's so hard to win. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Yeah, with 3 first-round picks, you bump up top 5 easy with that. Yeah, the problem is he was 3 though, bro. We should have tried to trade up to number 2. That was the only way we would have got Drake May. Because the Patriots was saying they didn't want to trade with us. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true that is. It's all good, Mike. Just go in 2027. Quarterback draft rather is Arch Manning or Dante Moore. Who's better, y'all? Arch Manning or Dante Moore? You being delusional again, talking about 16 cents. I give him 10 and a half, 11. Nah, he gonna have 12 to 15, bro. Mike, how you and Bill fan go to 4 Super Bowls? Nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it in a row though. Yeah, man. It sucks, bro. We'll be back at it this. Hey, listen, we'll be back this year. We're going to Super Bowl 61, bro. Look what Coach did to us. Oh man. All of a sudden, maybe Murray will get Kevin O'Connell fired. Then, B-Flow and his staff can develop JJ. We'll see what happens. No matter what, this is a firing situation. We'll see what happens. But shout out to everybody in the building. Any last comments real quick? I'm about to get off. I'm going to get off. I didn't realize I was on for 2 hours. Y'all believe it? 2 hours went by that quick. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games as well. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Appreciate y'all. And hopefully y'all having a wonderful day. Y'all went from 73 to 77. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Murray either helps you win or helps Carroll's. Yeah, either or. Either or. If Murray looks good, it makes JJ McCarthy look bad too. It's gonna make him, because everybody's gonna be like, well, how is Kyler Murray good in Kevin O'Connell's system and JJ McCarthy wasn't good all season until later? Well, I guarantee that's gonna be the narrative. I already know, bro. That's why I kind of, not that I want to trade JJ McCarthy, but I don't feel like he's getting a real chance here, man. Unless Kyler Murray is terrible or he gets hurt. I feel like it's a wrap for JJ McCarthy. And it's not because of me or fans that don't believe in him or fans that do believe in him. It's because of Kevin O'Connell and the owners. The owners want to win right now. And they don't think what it really comes down to, they don't believe in JJ McCarthy can help us win right now. They don't believe in him. And I know that sounds kind of harsh to say, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth. I've been saying this about Kevin O'Connell. I've been saying this. This ain't nothing new. Kevin O'Connell has his mind set on a certain way he wants to coach his team. And if a quarterback can't run the offense he wants, he's not going to rock with him. I'm telling y'all. What up, Mike? Just wanted to like and look. Oh, man, George, shout out to you, bro. 90 degrees today, wearing shorts and purple tee. Where you at, Dean? Where you at, bro? You don't got to tell me what city. Tell me what state you live in. Tell me what city you live in, bro. Where you at, bro? You said you got 90-degree weather. It's 47 degrees where I'm at. 90-degree weather. What the heck? What? If they thought he was the man, they wouldn't have brought him. That's true. That's what I'm trying to tell Viking fans, man. I bet before they even brought Murray in, I was trying to tell y'all to get ready for this offseason. Y'all know I was telling y'all the truth. I try to get y'all ready. I said it's going to be the most entertaining offseason. We just getting started, though. We just getting started. That's the crazy thing about it. If they thought he was 87 where I'm at in VA. Wow. What? So VA or West Virginia? You said Virginia. I went to Virginia Beach. Um, One of my favorite beaches is Virginia Beach. Their boardwalk is not really a boardwalk. Their boardwalk is like that strip, like that street is like their boardwalk. I love the beach, man. Like I absolutely love the beach. I love the beach. Like the beaches near me that I go to is like if I go to Virginia Beach or I'll go to like Ocean City, Maryland. There's a couple of other beaches around here too. New Jersey got some good beaches as well. Um, but yeah, man, I love the beach. I try my hardest to go to the beach a few times. My kids love it. My family loves it. Wife don't really like the beach like that. She don't. I like the beach. I like going in the water. I don't go too deep in the water though. I used to go so deep in the water. I used to go so deep where I couldn't touch the bottom. And like as you get deeper in the water, it gets colder. And I remember I went so deep in the water, the lifeguards were like blowing the whistle, like, come on up, blowing the whistle all crazy. And I'm like, I wonder why they blowing the whistle so crazy. Is it because I'm far out here or is it deeper than that? You know what I mean by that? I mean, hopefully ain't no sharks or anything. But you know the sharks in the ocean. So, but I wasn't thinking like that. I was what I used to do was I used to boogie board. Me and my friend used to boogie board, man. So we would go deep out there. And like I remember lifeguard was beeping down her like, come back. All you hear is them screaming and saying, come on, and blowing that whistle. Screaming, blowing that whistle and going like this. I was like, oh man. I'm a New Jersey Shore guy. Okay. So you know about Wildwood and stuff like that. Watch the train car, please, or something like that. That little train car that goes in the middle. Yeah, I love New Jersey. New Jersey, I have a lot of good memories of New Jersey. The media needs to start blaming Kevin O'Connell instead of blaming every quarterback we have. Oof. Watch. This is the season. If Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy doesn't do good this year, bro, watch the tram. Yeah, it's tram cars. Yeah, watch the tram car, please. I'll say train car. Yeah, watch the tram car, please. Yes. Southern California. Wow. See. This is why I be wanting to move down south, man. But my family is all here, bro. But that's not that far though. Carolina's not that far from here. But like, man, I just want some good weather all year long, all year round, bro. Like, all year round, bro. I got family all around the country. Mike, look at the comment before a New Jersey comment. Oh, 87 in VA? Yeah, Virginia. Yeah, New Jersey, sure, Southern California. Southern California. Dang, y'all all over the place. You know what's so crazy? It's not even crazy. Like, this country is so big but so small. Like, we really don't live, like, we live probably far away. You live in the West Coast or whatever, but it's like just a plane ride there, man. It's crazy, man. Like, even like being in the military. Like, I was in the military, right? And you meet people from all over the country. All over the country, bro. And you can tell they from a different part of the country because they accent, they talk different. Like, even when I would go, like, even in basic training and stuff like that, man, you just, oh, where you from? Oh, I'm from Hawaii. From Hawaii? Oh, I'm from New Mexico. Oh, I'm from Cali. Oh, I'm like, and then one bull, I remember he from Pennsylvania. He from a place called Allentown. There's an amusement park in Allentown called Darney Park. One of the best amusement parks in this area, right? It's like, yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of Six Flags, but I like it. I've never been to Six Flags, but I heard Darney Park is better than Six Flags. But this bull is from Allentown, and there's the funny thing about it, right? Is he's everything Philly, like me, but he was a Viking fan. I said, what is the chances of that happening, bro? Of me meeting someone in basic training that is um everything Philly but football, and you're a Viking fan at that. It's crazy. What's the chances of that happening, bro? I said, bro, that's crazy. I said, we got to get our team got to get it together, man. Oh, Mike. Oh, he said, oh, Mike. Robert Kraft said he emailed for assistant GM job. We waiting on your response. Hey, listen. If that was to happen, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Hey, listen, Viking fans. I'm sorry. This ain't nothing personal. I'm a Patriot now. I'm a Patriot. I'm a Patriot fan now, y'all. If Kraft was to offer me a job, I'd still be a Viking fan. But I'm also a Patriot fan. But my interest is to do the best for the Patriots because I'm a GM. I'm assistant GM. So listen, I can't pass up that opportunity. You feel me? It's funny. Hey, bro. I'm about to get off live. I just be yapping, man. That's one thing about me, man. I just talk. Like, I'm an introvert, bro. Y'all probably can't even tell. Now, I don't like being around a lot of people. Not that I don't like people. I just don't like being around. I just don't feel comfortable being around a lot of people, right? But like, this is my way of like being around a lot of people and talking to people. I'm still on this live stream. It's almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's crazy. I got to get off. Love going to Donny Park in the night. Salute to you, my guy. Yeah, Donny Park. I don't know how it is now, though, bro. Like, I don't know what it's looking like right now. Then they got another amusement park in PA. It's in Hershey. It's called Hershey Park. I haven't been there in years as well, but I like Donny Park better than Hershey Park. I've never been to Six Flags. I got to go travel to Six Flags. I think Six Flags is in New Jersey, though. I think Six Flags is not in Pennsylvania. I think it's in New Jersey. I'll be in PA next week. Mike taking my daughter. Oh, so Hershey Park. I didn't read that comment, bro. I did not read that comment. You said Hershey Park. Yeah. Hershey Park is when I was a kid, you know, I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, they definitely got more than they did when I was younger. I know they got more roller coasters and a nice park, a nice area. It's just the drive is it's just far. It's far. You know what I mean? But it's worth it. It's a good time. Definitely a good time with the family. But Gardens in VA was fun too. Six Flags is new. It's in New Jersey. Busch Gardens in VA. What's the one park called? And I'm gonna get off. I promise I'm gonna get off. Y'all have to, if y'all could look it up. I've been to this park where it had a roller coaster called Millennium Force. It's faster than Steel Force in Donny Park. It goes like 85 miles per hour. Millennium Force. I think it's in Ohio, but I'm not sure. The roller coaster is called Millennium Force. I don't know what the park is called, but the roller coaster is called Millennium Force. If y'all could look that up for me, I'll really appreciate it because I know I went there. That park was all that too, bro. That was a good park. That was a good behind park, man. But my favorite park, like that's local, obviously, is probably gonna be Donny Park. I gotta go to Six Flags though. But I feel like Donny Park is more kid friendly, probably. But I don't know. I've never been to Six Flags, so I can't really speak on Six Flags all like that. But I know Donny Park has like a whole water park, and they have all these kid rides, and Cedar Point has Millennium Force. Cedar Point, yes, thank you, George. Cedar Point, I've been on that roller coaster, bro. Millennium Force, bro. Millennium Force is probably one of the fastest roller coasters I know in this era, probably in the East Coast. I don't know. Maybe there's someone faster, but that roller coaster, bro, Oh my gosh, bro. If you ever been to Dorney Park and go on Still Force, you thought that was fast. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. That one right there, Millennium Force, ain't no joke, bro. Ain't no joke. Millennium Force, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all ain't never been there, I don't even know if it's still up now. I don't even know. But I'm telling you, when I was there, bro, my gosh, I said, yo, because I remember I went to Dorney Park one time, right? And it was probably like on a regular weekday. And it was like nobody there. I would constantly go on Still Force. There was no line. Me and my family had like the park to ourselves. It was one of those days. It was one of those random days. It wasn't on the weekend. It wasn't in the summer. It was just a day that we planned and we randomly went to Dorney Park. And I was literally going on Still Force, like no line. Usually when you go on a roller coaster, there's always a line. I would literally get off the Still Force, go back on. I would go on it like 5 times in a row, bro. 5 times in a row. No, man. But Still Force is nice. I like Still Force. But it ain't like Millennium Force, though. It ain't like that, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out Busch Gardens. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that out. The Cartoon Network. Yeah, Cartoon Network part. Yeah, Cartoon Network. Now, Mike, you gotta go to this called H20 in North Carolina. It's nice. It's nice. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, that's crazy though. Cedar Point, bro. That's a throwback. I've been there so many years ago, bro. Cedar Point is in it's in Ohio. So yeah, I was right. Okay, so it's in Ohio. I don't know what made my family want to go over there, but it was good. It was fun experience. Fun experience, bro. I don't know how it is now, but I'm just telling you, like a few years ago, it was pretty nice. But Dorney Park, I still hear good things about Dorney Park. It's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But like Allentown, Pennsylvania, Dorney Park, hands down, if you got kids, it's probably one of the best parks to go to. You just got to make sure you got, you know, your fans or whatever. It's going to be hot. You probably going to come in the summer. It's going to be a lot of walking, but it's worth it. Stay hydrated and have fun. They got the whole water park and everything. They got the whole water park for all the kids and for grown-ups. So, Dorney Park had the wooden roller coaster. Yo, that's a throwback. Do they still have it? Yo, they had a wooden roller coaster, made all the noise. It felt like it was about to just crash and it didn't feel secured, right? It felt like it was about to just break down. Yo, oh man, I rode on that roller coaster. I think I only went on it like once or twice because it's just like, all right, why am I going to ride this roller coaster when the thing is squeaking? The wood it doesn't seem like it's going, you know what I mean? I know it's not going to break down, but it felt like it because it was rough. It was a rough roller coaster. It was like I was playing football or something. I'm trying to sit comfortably in this seat and enjoy this roller coaster, but I'm getting banged up at the same time because I'm all over the place and it's shaking and it's just like, what the heck? It's like, what the heck? I forgot what roller coaster that was called, but it's not too far from Still Force though. That's funny. That's a funny, I wonder if this thing is still there. Mike, when you come to VA, come to Water Country. I'm going to have to check it out. The last time I've been to VA, all right, I went to Virginia Beach, and there's like a few miles away, probably like 20 minutes from the Virginia Beach or whatever. There is this Mexican restaurant I went to. I've never been to a better Mexican restaurant ever in my life, bro. Ever in my life. I never been to a better Mexican restaurant ever in my life. I love Spanish food. Love it. absolutely love it. I love my soul food. I love my Italian food, but I love my Mexican food. I love my Mexican food. In this restaurant, I don't know what it was called. It looked like it was more like a mom and pops thing. Mom and pops restaurant. Oh my gosh, bro. You talk about seasoned to perfection. You talk about the best Mexican food you'll ever have. If you like Mexican food, that I don't know what it was called. It was near the hotel I was staying at. And I really feel some type of way. I don't remember what it was called, but I went there. I haven't had Mexican food that good ever since. Best Mexican, and I love Mexican food. I just had some Mexican food not too long ago. I'm not even making this up. But it's nothing. Listen, that restaurant was on another level, bro. It was on another level. You talk about. I think I had some tacos, fajita taco chicken with the chicken fajitas. I had like with the peppers, onions, all that. They had the salsa, whatever. They had the fried beans. They had like the Mexican rice. And I had the whole thing. They had it coming out sizzling and all that. And I'm like, oh, that's joyous. Yo, came out fresh, came out delicious. Because looks can be deceiving. I had plenty of times where I went to a restaurant called, and I ain't trying to come at them, but I'm going to say this. I went to Aztec Plaza. It's another franchise. It's a Mexican franchise restaurant. And I got chicken fajitas. And I had it, and it came out sizzling. When I tell you it was not good, bro, it was not seasoned. It was not good. I said, oh, no, I ain't coming here no more, man. You ain't going to be messing it up for me, man. Like, Mexican food probably like my favorite food. It's definitely up there, right? And you ain't going to mess it up for me. So I don't go there no more. But this Mexican food, bro, man, it was nothing like it, bro. Nothing like it, bro. Ain't nothing like it. I don't know if they everybody. Yeah, whiplash. Yeah, bro. Whiplash, concussions, everything, bro. Everything, bro. Just Googled it. Thunderhawk. Oh yeah, Thunderhawk. Yeah, I ain't going on that bad boy. If it's still, hey, listen. If it's still that dirty part, I'm not going there. I'm not going on that roller coaster. I might trick like an aunt or uncle or something. Yeah, y'all can go on it. It's a good roller coaster, but I ain't going on it. I was like, y'all, just let y'all do it. I will let them go. I'm gonna let them go on it, right? I'm gonna let them go on the roller coaster so they can experience what I experienced. Cause I'm not trying to experience that anymore, bro. Real talk. I'm not. Real talk. Thunderhawk. That's crazy. Thank you for Googling it, man. Southern in North Carolina has Mexican food all over the place, man. I love Mexican food, bro. Oh my gosh. It's like you gotta, and it's not even spicy to me. Maybe because I get like this green Mexican hot sauce. I don't even know what it's called, right? And people be thinking, oh, it's spicy. It's not spicy to me. I love it. It's just extra flavor. I love it. I literally just had some tacos, y'all. I'm not even making this up. It's funny. But like, I wish I would have got the name of that restaurant so I could give them credit. It was a mom and pops. It wasn't a franchise. And it was near the hotel I was staying at in Virginia. And I just can't remember what it was called. But when I tell you that Mexican food was the best I have ever had, hands down. I don't know who was cooking. I wish I could have gave them I don't know how much of a tip I gave them. Listen, they deserve a raise. They deserve a raise. For real. Thunderhawk open. Hey, George, you want to be a mod? Thunderhawk open. Oh my gosh, bro. Stop it, bro. He said Thunderhawk opened in 1924. It said it's still. Why? Knock it down. Hey, listen, when I go to Dirty Park, I'm gonna act like I don't listen. I'm gonna act like I don't know nothing about it. And I'm gonna go right to that roller coaster after Still Force. And I'm gonna say, yo, this is the best roller coaster. Y'all need to get on it. But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let y'all get on it. I'm not gonna get on it this time. I'm gonna get on it after y'all. And then I'm gonna let them experience it. I'm gonna let them experience it. And they're gonna be mad at me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro. That's crazy. 1924, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Bring your back brace, your everything, your knee brace, your everything. Your neck, my back, everything. Your hand, your wrist, your elbow, everything. Have every brace. Wrap yourself in bubble wrap. Oh, green is salsa verde, I think. Yeah, I like it. I love it. Ain't nothing like it. I put all the hot sauce on. I don't even care. Like I love it all. I love the flavors. I love salsa from scratch, Mexican salsa from scratch. It's just delicious food, man. Delicious. I don't know. I love it. Love it. But I'm getting off, y'all. I want to say have a wonderful day, everybody. God bless. Skol, Davey, Skol. Shout out to RB3V. Y'all should ask out my crush right now. Who you talking about? I don't even know who you talking about, bro. Who are you talking about? Who's your crush? Who's your crush? But Skol, have a wonderful day. God bless to each and every one of y'all. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Definitely worse. They can say no. Yeah, just ask them. Oh, y'all, should I ask out my crush? Oh, yeah. Ask them. I read it wrong. Yeah, ask them. Never be scared, bro. You get denied 20 times, ask 30 more women. Somebody gonna say yes. Someone gonna say yes, bro. There's a lot of women out here. There's a lot of women out here, bro. The worst they could do is say no. And then when they say no, they see you with something. They see you with a woman, they're gonna probably like, oh, I thought you would take me out. And you gonna be like, I tried to give you a chance. You ain't wanna have a chance with the brother. So I moved on. I had to ask somebody else. I had to ask somebody else. Yo, don't never be, you know what I mean? Say it in a nice way. Be straightforward. Just be like, hey, I would like to take you out on a date one day. Ask her how her day was. Be like, I was wondering if you have time on such and such day, I would like to take you out on a date, and we can go to the movies. We can go get something to eat. You know, we can go. You know the vibes. Yeah, ain't nothing. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared, brother. But shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all. Lexi, I read your comment wrong, bro. Yeah, but yeah, go ask her out, man. Go ask her out. She probably wants you to ask her out. She just doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. Have a good day. Dean Johnson, everybody. Salute George. Everybody that's in the building. Salute to y'all. Let's go to the bowl. Let's get. Peace.